it.
Stream penis.
Stream penis.
Streamus, if you will.
I hate that.
Good. Good. It's working as intended.
Welcome to the Streamus, everyone.
Is that like a really good pee stream? The Streamus? Is that what it's called?
I only thought as far as the portmanteau. I didn't really define the terms yet.
That's what I thought.
Just thinking some sort of like stream peen.
Some stream peen. Hello! How many of y'all just watch the premiere on YouTube? And how many of y'all are like, I already saw it?
Yeah.
That shit's old to me now.
Give us some new shit.
Yeah.
We're bored now.
That's a good portmanteau for SAOA plus penis.
Soap?
Soanus?
Soanus. Yeah.
Soap.
It's soap. He's right.
Soanus just makes me... It sounds like some, like, fucking elf. Like,
Get out of here, Katie.
Katie!
Hey!
Brilliant. Stunning. Love! Ridiculous.
God damn.
I saw it. Great.
None of it.
Oh, heck, and I saw it twice, and it was great. My birthday was on the 12th, so I love this little gift. No, yeah, we did this for you. You're welcome.
Exclusively for you.
I saw the premiere screenshot and canceled my evening plans.
Oh no!
Damn.
I'm so sorry.
I missed my daughter's wedding for
I
this.
was gonna say some really important event.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's not on
Supposed to
Patreon.
give-
Hell yeah. Sorry, go.
Just give like a eulogy at like a funeral.
They were halfway through, saw the screenshot, and left.
Then just dive out of the room.
I'm sorry, I have to go.
Something very important came up.
Very important. Now, Mahad penis? Meanus.
Mahinus?
Mahanis.
Mahanus.
This is terrible.
Oh my god, you woke up at 8 a.m.? Damn.
Oh.
I mean, appreciate it, but like,
You okay?
the episode would just be on YouTube after the premiere. Like, it's different for when we premiere it on stream, because then it's shown in that time slot and then gone for fucking ever.
Because
Yeah.
YouTube.
Because YouTube.
I'm glad. I'm happy so many people were excited to show up for it live.
Yeah.
There were like over 24,000 people in the chat. I couldn't read anything.
Dude, right? Like, it was already going at lightning speed, and then a joke that we really liked would happen, and it was fucking unreadable at all.
There was one moment. There was one moment where the chat slowed down for a second. I was like, oh, okay. And it was right before the invisibility cloak joke.
Yep.
And then it just skyrocketed even faster than before.
Yep.
But there's that brief moment where it's like, oh, there's like a calm. Like everyone just kind of stopped typing at the
Yep.
exact same time.
Yep.
And then...
Uh-huh.
There was one moment where it was going real fast, where I'm not sure if I misread it, but I think it said Edgar Allan Poe.
I remember you reading that. It was really funny.
Yeah,
Whoever wrote that, genius.
well done.
I also like someone was trying to get ahead of the punchline on the Raven thing. So there was just someone in all caps writing "Nevermore"
Yeah.
right before Fireball was said.
That's really funny.
That made me smile.
Hell yeah. Like, we were writing yesterday, and we only have one more scene left of episode 17 to write.
It's
So-
true.
On the flip side, a very
good.
important scene.
An unbelievably important scene.
Yes,
So,
it's a tough one.
we're taking our time with it, making sure it all makes sense, and it's said in the best way and whatnot. So, yeah.
And making sure that it's suitable for the episode and not just like
Yeah.
endless monologuing exposition.
Oh my god.
It's such a fine line. It's like wants to be impactful, but it is still a parody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We tend to do that. We tend to go off on like, ooh, that's really good. What an excellent character thing. Oh my god.
Or
They've been saying a very serious thing for like a solid minute. We should maybe remember that this is a parody.
Yeah, someone should say penis or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Or we have the opposite, and we're like, oh man, these are some great jokes. We just go off, and then we're just like, this just goes off on like a tangent for like 5 minutes to the right, and it just makes us like laugh, but it's such a fucking diversion from the rest of the episode.
But sometimes it's in there. Like this fucking wizard thing.
I love the times when it'll start out like,
Yeah.
fuck, that's a tangent, we can't do that.
Yep.
And then I'll just be like, wait, if I did this,
Uh-huh.
this is absolutely possible.
Dude, the amount that shit was just all three of us stream of consciousness saying the worst shit. Like, oh my god.
The wizard joke is a prime example of
Fucking wizard.
like
Yep.
that whole scene is a prime example of how hard it is to answer questions like who came up with this joke, because that's just one of those jokes where who the fuck knows was the first person to pitch it. We just all would just throw in like little bits and pieces and remove a word here, add an idea there, and it just kept changing.
Like, right? Yeah.
Initially it was like we wrote down animatronic Lincoln.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah,
it
it was
was
Lincoln.
supposed to be Lincoln.
Because
at
we were
Yeah,
like,
first.
it was
then we
like a
changed
parody
it,
of it was
yeah.
like a parody of the Hall of Presidents initially.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
Yeah.
it's history.
There was like a version of it where like
Yeah.
when the kid got the question wrong, it's like you could just hear the chamber like locking and filling with water.
Yeah, and he was screaming because of the water, and we were super like, how do we convey that small child is drowning because Lincoln opened up the floor without showing it?
Yeah, it just became like
Yeah.
this is starting to get a little too confusing when it's audio only.
Yep, exactly.
And we
Yeah.
had one point where we tried to salvage the idea and we changed it from drowning to like flamethrowers. Like
No,
the idea was like
Yeah.
the walls opened up and fire spewed out.
Yeah.
But then we just kind of sat there like, nah, that's still the same problem.
Yeah.
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 And I don't remember what the
Somehow,
did this.
we got to Psychic Super Bears,
That's what I
and
want
it
to ask.
worked
Was,
out.
was Psychic Super Bears the answer to the question first, or did we come up with that as the alternative death like trap, and then decide to make that the I can't remember which came first.
I feel like we started with moon landing fake
Yeah.
and then just riffed off from there.
Yeah, because we were super like, if it's the Hall of History
In
in
this
this
terrible-
awful game,
Yeah.
it's going to get the history wrong.
Like really
Yeah.
upsettingly wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, Tucker White gave us $1 Canadian to say, calling it now. The last scene y'all are working on is the tentacle scene, right? No.
No.
Nope, you're wrong.
We wrote that in like a day.
Yeah.
that was one of the easiest ones to write.
Yeah, that was pretty easy, honestly. Yeah.
I'm worried about there's another scene, but you know that's the next episode.
That's for future us to worry about.
We'll worry about that later.
Oh, it'll be fine.
I
But yeah, I remember.
I love
yeah.
that we were dreading the tentacle scene for so long, and no spoilers, but I think it's my favorite scene in this next episode.
It's
We
pretty
might-
solid.
We might have also made it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anything.
No, we did. Yeah, we definitely made it worse in a completely different way.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Wait. So when you guys finish Fairy Dance, you can make a movie, like edit all the all of SAOA together and add new jokes.
But that won't be all of SAOA. We're gonna go
Yeah.
right to Phantom Bullet.
Also, honestly, so many of our jokes connect to other shit. Just ramming a joke in there isn't really gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you make it work? Don't worry about
Just all caps. How did you make it worse?
it. Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh, first time chat from John Epic.
Johnny Pack, yeah.
Just watch it. What a great episode. 100% worth the wait.
Aw,
Oh, thank you. That's always the worry. The longer it takes to edit,
Yeah.
is like the shittier it feels.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the video, like, because I always think of it whenever we have the long waits, but it's the one JonTron interview video or whatever where he talks about like that sort of cycle of
Yeah.
okay, it's taken a while to make the video because I want to make it perfect. But the longer it takes for me to make it perfect, the more worried I am that it isn't perfect and that it's
Yep.
not going to be worth the wait.
Yep.
It just becomes this fucking cycle. And it's,
Uh-huh.
again, I feel that, and I am not even doing like a fraction of the fucking like minutia you get stuck with, Izzy.
Oh my god.
Oh,
What a fucking spiral.
It's always such a relief to get like fresh eyes on it and they'll laugh at a thing. It's like, oh, thank God. I've watched this same joke about 400,000 times and I hate it at this point. It seems like I can't remember why we ever thought this was funny.
I was gonna say, I feel like me and you do that for each other. Because I'll be sitting looking at Mahal for forever, and I'm like, this isn't funny anymore. And then I'll show it to you, and you'll be like, excellent choice, well done. And I'm like, oh, thank God.
Oh, there's still hope.
Yeah, and then I come down and laugh at fucking SAO, and you're like, oh, thank God.
Yes. Did it.
It's a good time. Oh, there were questions and I missed them.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all got questions, fucking fire them at us. That's what today's about.
Yeah.
I think someone asked if we plan to do SAO movies. We plan to just do as much SAO content as we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, until someone forces us to stop.
Probably YouTube. Let's be real.
Yeah.
And or Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Sony. YouTube through Sony.
Yeah.
Or Sony through YouTube, rather.
Yeah.
They hit us with a copyright ID like after the premiere.
Wow.
It just felt like they timed this to be petty, huh? This is malicious. Like, it doesn't matter because we don't really make fucking ad revenue from the episodes anyway, from all the content IDs, but yeah, the yet more content IDs. Like, why? You've already got us.
Yeah.
You've got all the money.
Dude, that is another reason we are so unbelievably grateful for our patrons and like fucking all our Twitch subscribers and everything, because we don't make money from YouTube.
Speaking of which, My Name is Klein just subscribed for their 25th month.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate you.
And Burnt Berries for their 31st.
Damn, 31 fucking months.
God.
Jesus Christ.
Y'all are crazy. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, we're very appreciative of that and Patreon because, yeah, these, like, we spend a lot of time on the scripts and recording, and then you guys lock yourselves in your respective fucking editing dungeons for months. Ugh.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
I love what we do.
I love what we do. We're incredibly lucky and so grateful. Especially when y'all respond so positively to episodes. We're like, oh, thank God.
Neural just tipped $25.11 Canadian. You guys definitely deserve more for your hard work.
Oh, thank you. We super appreciate it.
Much. What a sweetie. Bee. Oh, my name is Clyde and fucking gifting fucking subs. Oh my God. Y'all. Get out of here.
Y'all crazy. I
like how you guys seem to like SAO. A lot of your fans seem to hate it, but no matter how much you poke fun at it, you guys don't seem to go that far. I see no conflict in liking both yours and the original, and I love what you guys make. Aww. Yeah.
I mean, we poke fun at it because
there are flaws.
We know. It's not flawless, but it's just very much a, like, whenever I see people who are like, this is the worst show ever, it's like, you need to watch more anime.
No, there's definitely worse shows.
Like, it's, you know,
holy shit.
For all of the problems it has, you can find a worse example. Not just, like, a collective worse show, but, like, oh, the technical scenes creep me out. There are so many things that are just, like, ah.
Way creepier.
Yep.
And there's, like, oh, you know, the weird characterization and, you know, the protagonist isn't, you know, fully developed. It's just like, I at least see,
Bye, Maximus.
like, I do see, like, you know, growth with Kirito as, like, you know, Reki's sort of developing what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't say it was, like, fully formed off the bat, but I've seen franchises where they don't get that shit ever correct for the main character. So, like, you could pick any individual problem Sword Art is, and I could point to, like, 10 different shows that do it 1,000 times worse. And, if nothing else, it's never fucking boring.
Exactly.
That is very true. Yeah, like...
Which is the greatest sin.
Yeah.
SAO holds such a weird, specific place in my heart. I both love it and hate it. But the stuff I hate, or a lot of the stuff I hate about it also makes it really funny to watch.
Yeah.
Thank you for the $1, Tucker White.
I won't lie, with the big gaps between episodes, I sometimes forget that abridging is technically your day job.
Abridging is definitely our day job. That's what we spend the most time doing.
Yeah.
I technically have something separate, which is why I'm not doing the editing, but your guys' support goes a long way to making sure Carrie and Izzy can like really buckle down on these episodes.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Space Pegasus gave us $1 Canadian.
Oh!
Thank you.
Can't wait for your episodes could be the heat death of the universe with how funny your stuff is. It'd be worth the wait. Oh, how bad.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, someone was asking if we were going to show the episode again this stream. I think the plan is to basically like watch it, kind of go through it, break down some of the complicated things that Izzy did, have some commentary on like how we wrote some things, and just kind of break down how we got the full episode done.
Yeah, just go over some stuff.
Yeah, there's something rewatching the episode when it premiered. There was something I just remembered about Eugene that I definitely want to talk about when we get to that scene.
Cool. Oh my god. Knowing all of the fucking Eugene Becky stuff for so long and not telling anyone on stream, like when we were doing the last episode breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Or all the or
absolute torture.
Or all the people who took the Stardust scene as he's Kayaba. Casimir is secretly Kayaba.
Like, no. Have theories, go off, whatever.
No, that went in a very different direction. Poor Casimir.
Yeah.
I just want peace between the races.
Your mad dreams end here, Travis.
Oh,
God damn it.
that's one of those jokes I'm pretty sure we had written before we started like writing the first episode of this season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once we had all the fucking race war stuff,
Oh my god.
that came soon after.
How many miles to Babylon? Great Olafs, are you doing a Lupin reference? Is that some fucking Legend of the Gold of Babylon? I don't know why you would reference that in this stream, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, Spaz Princess. We were so unbelievably careful to be like, okay, Becky and Brian both have to be equally terrible so that nobody picks a side. Everyone will agree with Travis and just want them to talk.
Right?
Done.
Yeah, we went through that scene a couple times because we had some where it was like, oh, Becky's just fucking awful.
Yeah.
And then there were some where it's like, oh, this guy's just like outright toxic and she actually seems like she's got a point. We had to really do a good job of like push one character one way, push another character back another.
Yeah.
Just really level them out so that they're just equally awful.
Exactly.
Such a delicate balancing act. Because, like, if people dogpiled on one of them, it would take focus away from Travis being correct.
Exactly.
Oh, Barker Zero tipped $5 Canadian to say, hi guys, today's premiere was unexpected for me and was well needed to lift my spirits, made.
Aww.
Well needed to lift me. So, serious question, how come you guys are so damn awesome and what's your secret to awesomeness?
Big out of here. Jeez.
Disagree. We're awful.
You're awesome.
Yeah.
There are bad guys on all sides. Exactly. Except for Travis.
Yep.
Exactly.
And probably Ted. We don't really know Ted, but the one thing we know about him seems like he was on the right track.
That he was, I mean,
Kirito
what,
Ted? Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Kirito Prime.
Kirito Prime.
Yeah, what we know about him is that, you know, he was basically the inspiration for Travis's plan. So, you know, good bet that they were also in the correct.
Yeah.
What's with all the cannibalism? We don't know. We find it really funny.
We actually, here's the thing. We cut a cannibalism joke.
Yeah. We couldn't find a good spot for it. It was the one that was going to capitalize on like the previous bit with the Catsy and like being thrown in the trunk.
Yeah, that Catsy was supposed to come back, and we had this whole thing set up of like the scenes where they're at like the negotiation table.
Yeah, like I think a lot of the reason we cut that one, aside from just time and it like kind of detracting from the pacing, was that there aren't really a lot of shots of the meeting itself before it gets invaded. But yeah, we wanted to have them like having these peace talks. It's like, so like I'm kind of surprised you wanted to bring us to the table, like Sokka. Yeah, like our last delegate just kind of disappeared. Like we assume you killed him.
Yeah.
Oh no, he didn't die. And then just like cutting to like a head on a skeletal body of this poor cat.
Like little bits of meat on the bone.
It's like, just kill me. It's like, the meat just falls off the bone. I'm so naughty. I'm supposed to be on a diet.
So yeah, you say like, what's with all the cannibalism? We technically toned down the cannibalism from what we originally intended.
Also, I can't remember if I'm remembering it correctly. We can't go into specifics, but I'm pretty sure the next time we came back to writing, we looked at what we had for the episode 17 script, and we were like, shit, that's another cannibalism joke, and we kind of had to take it out.
Yeah, it's like, why is this a thing with us? Why is this so funny?
Oh, I can't remember what scene that would have been.
I also can't, but we can't say, just in case.
I remember what.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about it after, because you don't want to spoil anything.
It was pretty much just like a... It was referencing the previous stuff.
Okay,
yeah, it was
that's
like
fair.
kind of an aside, but it's like we I don't like how often we're saying the word cannibalism.
Right, it was just a character said, like cannibalism.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember. There you go. Oh my god.
They just said the word.
Great Scott, indeed. Look at all your heckin' gifts.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez. Look at that fucking hype train. Oh my. Level 5 hype train. Oh my
Holy
god.
heck.
Y'all.
You guys tell us about your eating habits.
Listen, we all have terrible eating habits, but not in that way. Like,
in any way that can be proven in a court of law.
exactly. What are you, a cop?
Yeah, tell us.
That's the law.
Oh.
First time chat from Yeet Machine 836. Jesus, dude.
Yeah. But y'all want to throw a couple more questions at us, and then we'll start heckin' going through the episode? See if that sparks any other ideas. Yeah, I'm eating a bagel right now. Yeah.
Definitely a bagel.
Just a regular bagel.
Yep. Getting called the fuck out. No breakfast burgers. No.
None of that. Need nutrients.
What happened to Spencer then? You eat him and we know it.
Which of the SAO games are your favorite?
Ooh. Probably on these boy here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the one who
play them
actually...
the most.
Yeah.
Carrie and I just kind of watched you play them. You're the one who would actually know how they like play.
Yeah, how they feel. Yeah.
Mostly terribly.
Yeah. Figured.
Well, because a whole bunch of them are like PSP games, like upscaled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I think pretty much all of them are. But
what was the one with Bitch Boy Kagi? Wasn't that the least?
That was the
painful one?
Gun Gale.
Cool.
Gun Gale game.
Was that the least painful one?
No, that was up there. That was
the one.
Right.
That was the one where we spent 3 hours in the cutscenes. Remember? We were like, we were like 20 minutes away from ending stream. And we're like, oh my god, actual gameplay.
Yeah. Did we spend like an entire stream not getting to gameplay?
I think it was like 3/4 of it.
We had less than an hour for sure. It was definitely like the last bit of the stream. We're like, oh, thank God, we can actually play some of the game.
But yeah, overall, I'd say probably Alicizzation's the least painful one.
Yeah, you seem to be having fun with that one when we last played it.
Yeah, like in terms of compared to other SAO games, yeah.
Yeah, it's
just had the most polish.
Yeah, what we were talking about SAO definitely applies to the anime. Yeah, I really like the SAOA anime.
Is there some secret lore to Candy Cane Capital?
Did we think... Because we pretty much, with Candy Cane Capital, we were just like... It'll be a section like a holiday kind of section.
Yeah, it was like a holiday.
Yeah.
It was a holiday DLC or something. Was the original idea?
Yeah.
That they just forgot to turn off.
Exactly.
Like it was supposed to be a seasonal event.
Right.
Yeah.
But like
That was
because
the wording
no
I was
one.
looking for. Sorry, go.
Oh no, good. Yeah, because like no one like on the staff really gives a shit. They just left it going.
Yeah.
Which really shows you when we hoped this episode would come out. Because the episode was actually done right before Christmas, so that joke was weirdly timely. But the whole idea behind the joke was, man, this episode's going to come out in August, and people are going to be like, what's with the Christmas stuff?
Yep.
God, we were so fucking naive.
Yeah. We try, man. We try so hard to get them out as quickly as possible. And we never give you guys a general time frame because every time we do, AZ's computer explodes and fuck it, we do our best, okay?
I get
Premiere team seems to take it as like a personal insult whenever we try and schedule things.
100%.
The second I think they're like, okay, I think the end is in sight, Premiere just starts crashing like crazy.
Yeah. You're probably going to see some examples of that today as we try to play through this episode.
It's quite possible.
Yep.
Dreading it.
Okay, last question. From Led Floyd 85. What was the hardest part of making this episode?
This episode?
Overall?
Yeah. We wrote it so long ago. I'm trying to remember if there were any like huge writing challenges.
I mean,
you've been editing it this entire time, so
yeah,
that's probably fresher in your brain.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know about overall, but I'd say the most aggravating part about making this episode was trying to make them talk while flying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that did kind of eat away at your sanity for a bit there, didn't it?
Yeah, like I'll show you a bit of it in a bit, but like when they're talking like head on, that's pretty easy. Like it's just a matter of motion tracking it in After Effects. That's like a few minutes of work.
Yeah.
But if they are talking like in profile, which means that you can see their jaw moving and it alters their silhouette against the background, which is moving.
Yeah.
That makes it a nightmare for me.
Yeah. Sidebar, I'm getting messages from Brad. And she's like, I hope you guys know I'm watching this episode and losing my mind. And I'm like, losing your mind over how talented you are? Thought so. And she's like, I meant the writing, but the character is also perfectly obnoxious.
Fred did such a good job.
She really did. Oh, I'm so happy because that was right after the borders opened, like literally the date that the borders opened so that we could see people. Brad was like, coming to see y'all. And she came up here for like, it was like a week, right? Like 10 days, something like that. And fucking we were like, oh, by the way, while you're here, like we'll get you in the booth to record for Princess Hime. And she was super like, I got that? And I was like, yeah. Did Izzy not tell you that you got that? And she was like, no, I would have been losing my mind. I wanted to be in SAOA for forever. What the fuck, Izzy? Like, she was so upset. I'm just there being like, get in the booth, bitch. Like, real fucking
I'm a fucking space cadet. I acknowledge this about myself.
And then when you told me, I was like, wait, but we cast her ages ago. That's what I said!
None of us told her? I could have sworn. Why wouldn't we have told her?
Well, whatever, you're here now, get in the booth. Like, fucking...
Whatever, it all worked out.
It's so funny.
Hime was great.
I love seeing the chat during the premiere. Because it was just so much, oh, pain! Oh God, stop!
No, why? Dear God. Oh.
I'm sorry, her full name is what?
Princess Hime Kuroneko Desu-chan of the Nyan Nyan tribe.
God damn it. Which implies that there are other Katsu tribes that are not the Yan Yan tribe.
Indeed, it kind of makes you think like there's like some kind of like hierarchy. Like there's a bunch of warring weeb tribes vying for supremacy, and they currently have the throne, but it could change at any moment.
Fucking Spaz Princess. It's Hime Senpai to you, Izzy.
Ah, so the cats are non-starter. What say you, Queenie?
I love how long we took to like work on her name and just like what is like, you know, like we played with different words in there. We played with the words that are there in different orders. Like we really worked on like what is the most painful but like nice rhythm to it. What is a nice rhythm? But what is ultimately the most painful version of this, specifically to Spencer?
The amount that we didn't tell Spencer about Princess Hime because we just wanted to hurt him. And then he was here for the premiere. We got to see his stupid face be in agony.
The Twitch premiere.
Yeah.
Fucking
So good.
I remember a good chunk of that game, or that name, is actually pretty easy to come up with.
Yeah.
Because we were referencing the fucking jokes we used to make with Lord Moonstone.
Right.
Fucking Kuroneko, fucking Desu-chan.
Yeah, because that's where I first heard the term desu, was him ranting about its overusage. You're like, I've never heard it before. And he just started showing me the clips, like, listen to this, and he would like start talking about like the Japanese grammar and how the like term desu is a fucking disgrace, and he would just go off.
Yeah, I knew so much less about Japanese at the time, so I didn't fully grasp why he would be angry about that. I get it now.
Dude, whenever we have jokes that hurt you but you know are funny and then you're forced to write them down is my favorite. It's just such a fucking types. Like just
we suffer for our art.
It's a tight race between those moments or the moments when Izzy specifically says something awful and we tell him it has to go in the script and Izzy realizes no, I lost track of I blacked out. What did I say? Like, no, that can't go in the script. I didn't mean it for the script.
We're like, no, we remember every terrible word you just said. Write it down. I'll repeat it back to you. King Cubers is like, hey, Something Gaming. Were you dudes nervous about Kirito's attitude changing so drastically when writing season 2 versus season 1?
Not
it's
really.
Not really drastically. Like it's gradual. It's more about the types of people he's around at the moment.
Yeah. What makes it feel drastic is the point of season 2 is that we're just showing what he's actually like in the real world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you didn't see that as much in season 1 because that's not what he would be like in season 1.
Yeah.
But it is there. There's elements of that is very much a part of his character. It's just not front and center. So it's not a drastic change. It's just we shifted focus on different aspects of his personality.
He is also definitely going through an arc, though.
Yeah.
Right now.
Indeed.
But it's not a drastic change.
It's not drastic. It's, if anything, it's very subtle.
Like season 1, he would have been like a sarcastic dickhole to anyone within earshot. Now he mostly directs it at people who like deserve it. Yeah, so like he's maybe not going as hard on Leafa as he might have in season 1.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're being a moron, but you're also trying to help me.
Yeah.
How would the Spriggan genocide work in Alfheim? Don't characters respawn? That's a good question, Big Fudge, and we did talk about that. Mm-hmm. There was no way to work it naturally into the dialogue. The basic idea is they just griefed the Spriggans into just giving up on the game.
Well, there was also the idea that like they're role players, so even though in the game they can just respawn, they treat it like that character's dead.
Yeah,
like
but
in the fiction.
But basically, the Spriggan players didn't just create new characters and come back. They were just like getting sick and tired of everyone else's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw someone saying Leafa's getting a character arc, and it's like, yeah. She kind of has to. Like, this is like her season.
Like like by and large, this like Leafa's the main character of this arc. Like Kirito doesn't go through nearly as much of a change in this arc as he did in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's mostly a focus on Leafa.
Yeah. Plus we have so much more time to have character arcs with Kirito.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is pretty much Leafa's only shot. for us to do fun things with Leafa. And
Yeah, she becomes, like, for those of you who haven't seen the original series, Leafa becomes like a background character for most of the show after this.
It's kind of the cycle of SAO.
Yeah.
Every new arc, there's like a new girl, and then in the all arcs after that, they're basically just hanging around in the harem.
Yeah.
Don't you wink wonk at us, Christy. None of that. We took all of that out. Fucking old Leafa's feeling changes, all right, wink wonk.
No, that.
No. We took that shit out. Oh.
Everything changed when the salamanders attacked. Oh god, the last Spriggan.
Oh.
Nice. All right.
Wanna start going through stuff?
Yeah.
Sure.
First off, we got the Chase boy on the disclaimer doing the.
No, it's not Chase.
That's Brian.
It's Brian.
That was Brian?
Yeah.
I thought we got. Oh.
No.
Oh, apologies, Brian.
Yeah, we didn't want to spoil the Sakia voice. Neat.
Yeah, I just thought we also had Chase doing the animatronic wizard.
Nope, that's Spence.
Well, which voice is doing the disclaimer then? I thought that was...
Brian.
Which character then? Is what I mean?
He's one of the salamanders.
Yeah.
Okay.
His actual name is Brian. Our friend Brian.
Yeah.
Okay. I when I was watching the episode back, I thought that was Chase doing the wizard voice.
Yep.
Totally wrong.
Yep.
The following is a fan-based parody. Sword Art Online is owned by A1 Pictures, Aniplex USA, and Reiki Kawahara.
Very good
Please
boy.
support the official release on Bookwalker. Use promo code CARF to get 600 yen off your first
What is
purchase
his
of digital
salamander
manga or
character?
light novels. More details in the description below.
No, that's cool.
That's Cole? God damn it! We're terrible at this!
He does back Cole up in the second part of that.
That's what I thought.
He's Ramrod.
Okay.
He's the guy who calls them up.
I love all of the salamanders' names. I love them.
Because, like, in retrospect, you can see, like, fucking Becky forcing all of these guys. Like, no, you're making a new character, and it's gonna be, like, super macho.
Brian's in chat. Yeah, what's up, Brian? How you doing?
Yeah.
Also, yeah, fucking, I thought that the second one was Brian because it's Cole who's the one who's like, it's just like Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was right because you said, what does he do? And I went, ba 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 ba, because he backs him up.
Sorry,
I was right. Fuck you.
I assumed you were thinking of Cole because he does it first and Brian is overlaid under it.
How dare you?
It's very good boy. Such a good ramrod.
There are popping noises? Anyone else hearing popping noises?
Yeah. Is that just a goblet of fun making, or...
What happened in General Panty Smasher?
He's
in
in
this
this.
episode.
He's around.
Yeah. He's Becky's new squeeze.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking finishing
Okay,
my
well,
thought.
other people.
Other people are hearing a popping.
They're gone now?
What
Weird.
the heck? A slight crackle.
That's weird.
Want to mute?
Weird.
Unplug the mics, put them back in. Just real quick.
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah.
right. Hey.
How's that?
Okay.
You sound better?
Well.
Oh. It's happening again. It's still popping. Still sound. Well, higgity hacking dicks.
Nothing we can do.
Oh wait, now it's gone. Yeah, now it's gone. Okay. All right. Okay.
Now it's gone again. Okay, there we go.
Weird. All right.
All right.
Keep us updated. That's fair.
Let's get this episode going.
Well,
Anyway,
here we go. We got.
I would like to finish my thought because I
Yes.
keep getting interrupted.
Sorry, boy. Go on. Yes.
Just love the idea that like Becky as Eugene was just going to all these people like, you're making new characters and they're gonna have these awful fucking names, like you'll be Ramrod and you'll be like D's Guns and you'll be like Major Big Ol' Nuts.
And we made like a list. We have a list of names, and some of those names we haven't used yet, and now we won't because we're basically done with the salamanders. But we made like
stuff that we still get to do with the salamanders. But yeah,
not the names. But it was just like we had this whole thing of we made this big list, and then as we're writing the episode, like, all right, new salamander speaking. Let's look at the names. What's a name that makes us laugh?
Is it like Big Ol' Nuts? That's my favorite.
Oh, Big Ol' Nuts.
That always makes me laugh, man. Oh God.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Anyway, here we go.
All right.
Here we go. This looks familiar. Just keep that map open. We should be almost there.
Are you sure? We've been wandering for hours. How do little kids not get lost in here?
Hello? Is someone there? Mommy, I'm scared.
Should we do... All right, here's a good opportunity here.
Yep. There you go. Here's a good thing. There we go. How fucking far are we in? Couple seconds?
Couple seconds.
40 seconds. All right.
Just gonna...
It's a spanker. Hello, Spence.
Oh, what great
Hello.
timing!
We're 40 seconds into the episode. You haven't even showed up yet.
But hey, what great timing for Spence because of what he's about to show.
Also, that's not USVA.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that is Tabby.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very.
Very, very good.
So
Also
talented.
cutie, but yeah.
Very,
different.
very cute. But yeah, in the actual episode, he was looking at like a list of spells, which you can't really tell in the wide shots, but wanted to add in that make it so that he was looking at a map like Leafa was saying. So added this in, it's a little map of Candy Cane Cavern, which additionally, for any fans of D&D,
What up?
this is just a fucking map ripped directly from Mines of Fandelver. This is Wave Echo Cave.
We only got a couple D&D jokes in this episode.
There were so many D&D jokes.
This arc is full of D&D jokes.
Yep. Dude, because it's fucking roleplay, and that's probably shit, man. Like, oh.
Didn't consider that even ones that Candy would have been spelled with a K.
Yep.
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 The game's
Do something
terrible.
about that?
No, that came from the Hall of History. They're basically already dead.
Question one.
There he is.
In what year did man first walk on the moon?
Oh, 1969.
Incorrect. The moon landing was a communist country.
This bit's pretty simple. It's just a simple adjustment layer with like a... Yeah, with a Lumetri color effect to kind of shift things a little bit.
Just to change the lighting on the boy.
Yeah, so it
Hell
makes
yeah.
it seem like, oh shit, things are going bad.
Just like a fade effect for the coloring.
I just increased the opacity on the adjustment layer over time
Gotcha.
with a keyframe.
Uh-huh.
Said to non-American no
Some
false
eye
sense of
replacements.
superiority and
It's
paying
more
money
complicated
for the
than you would think.
Ruskies.
Requires a couple layers.
Yep.
And you're right, Spence. That was you.
It's true.
It was either going to be Spencer or Chase, because once we started writing it, we knew that we wanted that fucking Gandalf / Star's dad voice for it. So we were like, who's available? Spence was the lucky one.
Heckin', this eye replacement's a little less complicated than they usually are because the since the eye's getting smaller, it doesn't really need to overlap with his eyelid, so I didn't need to have like an additional like foreground layer. So I only needed the 3. But one thing I experimented with that I hadn't really tried before was I wanted his eyes to move really quickly, so I wanted to experiment with smear frames.
Oh.
So, yeah, on the in-between, I just put a directional blur on his eyes.
That's really cool.
So it gives that little extra bit of perceived motion.
I like that.
No false sense of superiority and pave the way for the
We also
Ruskies' army.
originally had someone else in mind for Sakura, so it actually worked out really well to get Fence on this, and then we got Chase on Sakura later with the recast.
Yeah, it was a good time. Explain this.
All right. So let's see here. This one doesn't look like much because it's just a Photoshop file.
Yeah.
But it's a fun little Easter egg.
Yeah. Where is it? Reveal an explorer.
Did it.
Nice.
Thanks, bitch.
Gotcha, bitch. But yeah.
Can we just talk about how terrifying communist super bears would be? Right?
Psychic super bears.
Psychic super bears, thank you.
Not only do they have like a bear's smell, they can hear your thoughts. You cannot escape them.
Terrifying. There's also an army of them. Led by the Ruskies. So this is just a screenshot from the actual episode you took, right?
Yeah, I think this is like the shot where Leafa realizes they're being followed and is like staring off into the darkness.
Yeah.
Which, thankfully for me, it's basically blank and looks like every other point in this cave.
Yeah.
So I could pretty much do whatever with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, added a couple layers for like the silhouettes. This is the reference I used for The Lost Child. Another thing that's just from Ghost Stories.
Just like Don Fluffles.
Added
Oh my god.
Added a little bit of like a brightness and contrast thing to make kind of the whites and the darks stick out a little bit more. Added the... It's literally just a screen cap of Gandalf.
Yeah. Perfect.
Thank you. That one. Yeah, and then just a bunch of different layers at different points. Had to cut out this whole section of rock so that I could put like the glow from the warning lights.
Gives it a lot of depth.
Added a little more, just a red fill for the rest of the rocks.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And then, what was it? Did I? Oh, yes. And then on the thing itself, I just added this little flicker effect. So that the light was kind of slowly going in and out. So that we're not totally holding on just a completely static frame for a while. It gives it a little bit of motion.
The illusion of animation.
It looks more like there's a fire or like a warning light or something else going on back there. And then it's like,
Something that's like more present in the scene than just a static light.
Makes it feel more real.
Heck yeah. Again, we're like a minute in, and he's already done so much Photoshop work.
I love Photoshop work. It's so much fun.
I know you do. I fucking hate it. That's why I make you do it.
I have some serious honestly, when they made me learn Photoshop in college, I hated it too, except I did not see the point. But eventually, like, once I, like, kind of got the hang of it, you just get to, like, this kind of zen stage where just it's so relaxing. Because like, your hands move on your own. You can just kind of listen to, like, a podcast or something in the background.
Hell yeah.
Just one of the more chill parts of the job. Games curriculum. I believe in you.
Real life, and do we even know what that means? Can we live a real life? And no people outside machine.
Here we fucking go getting copyrighted on this.
Right, yeah. I'll stop that.
Yep, go call. Yeah,
I thought that's why we're singing over it.
Just left him there.
We had no choice. Besides, it was their fault for not knowing basic history.
It's so good that we
sorry.
come back
Do
from
you
the
think
opening
that-
and it's just
No,
I
no.
can't believe we
Not
just
Not
left him
engaged,
there.
Yeah.
It's so fucking cold.
That's the spirit.
They did
Just
nothing
try
to
to
help
hold on
this
to what's
kid.
important. Like that
And I also like
life
throwing
of
in
yours.
that leaf,
Stop
you know,
saying
a
it
nice
like
leafless
that.
dumb joke with, they didn't know basic history. Just Kirito, don't you think?
Yep.
Never mind.
Yep. Yep.
Oh yeah. This is not a shot from this
You cut him
scene.
out and put him in the cave, didn't you? Yep.
Yeah.
I fucking knew it. I knew you cut him out and put him in the cave.
What scene is that from?
Bitch.
Let's see here. What did I do? I think that's from later.
Episode 16, it says. Oh no, that's what you named it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I believe this is actually from later on in the episode when they're talking.
Like to
Oh no, never mind. It's from later on in the cave because we didn't end up using any of that footage.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
When they actually would have been in what we turned into the Christmas Village.
Hell yeah.
So repurposed footage that you weren't going to use later.
Yeah,
Well done.
thankfully they're still in the cave, so the lighting wasn't that different. So pretty easy. And yeah, just found another. Oh yeah, this is the same shot. This is the same background that Squeaker is over.
Hell yeah. Nice.
But because Kirito takes up so much of it,
You can't tell.
Because the background's not the focus.
That's also one of the challenges with stuff like this is we'll write like really funny jokes we want to keep in, and we need to have like a lot of back and forth, but there'll be like limited shots, so sometimes you kind of gotta, you're either like, okay, it's not that noticeable that I reused one a lot, or let's see if I can steal it from somewhere else. Like what is
Yeah.
this in here? Yeah.
It can be real tough sometimes.
Yeah.
oh, Mishrak 109 just tipped $62.78
Oh my
Canadian.
god.
Oh my god.
I love all your work, and I'm so glad y'all still working on it after all this time. Was it something I said or something I did? Did the whole words not come out right?
Those are song lyrics, right?
Probably.
That
Yeah.
sounds like song
I was
lyrics.
gonna say,
Well,
hell yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, an absolute sweet fucking Spencer. Fools.
She is real. I get enough of that at home. And the less I think about that, the better.
Oh, yeah? Got some.
And I think I just copy pasted.
The facial expression?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's definitely. You changed his face up there, bitch, didn't you?
Yeah, let me see. Is that still visible? No, that was about
That
Lifa.
pickle Kirito. What?
oh, that was the thing on our Discord. Someone were doing like instead of Pickle Rick, they had the pickle and they put
Oh,
Kirito's face over it.
Yeah.
No,
remember?
that was me.
That was you? Oh god.
Yep.
I just saw the image and was like, oh god.
Monster.
Let's see.
Trying to find out what his face looked like before.
Yeah,
Did he look concerned? Yep.
there it is.
So much of. No, he looks like he cares too much.
Yeah, it didn't carry over from the previous shot. It would have been like, whoa, his face jumped weirdly.
Yeah.
That's another thing I like, of like, the few things I can give credit to this arc. I really like it in compared to the Aincrad stuff in that Kirito has a much wider variety of expressions.
Yeah.
So this kind of stuff, Izzy had to do a lot more of himself with season 1.
Yeah.
And thankfully, there's a little bit more variety in this one. There's a little bit more like, oh, hey, I can just use these interesting expressions already in the show.
Yeah.
Which, that's not a knock on the show. Aincrad, Kirito's very much, down in the dumps for that story
Yeah.
in comparison.
Yeah, it's brooding all the time.
Yeah. What a
It's just,
boo-boo
it
boy.
was just, a thing Izzy dealt with during editing a lot.
A lot.
Oh, yeah? Got some trouble at home? You want to talk about it?
What's there to talk about? Parents are never around, and I'm fairly certain my sister sustains her life force with a rich slurry of
Struggling, but
distilled
also
human
having a great
anguish from the
time
souls
writing
of
this stuff.
puppies.
Because it was
Sue,
very much
not a
like,
fan.
okay,
Oh no!
Lifa has to go on the journey of reaching out to her brother, but not tell him that it's her, and he has no idea that it's her, so he's just gonna fucking slander her behind her back because he
Yeah.
fucking hates her. So we're sitting there being like, okay, what's all this horrible shit Kirito can say about his sister, but also being like, Leafa has to react in a way because we know she's Sugaha, but not give it away to Kirito.
Yeah.
Who's not as dumb as Sugaha.
And also, that whole bit that Kirito just did, the rich slurry and all that, that's one of the bits that was cut from the script. That actually goes on a little bit longer.
Oh, right, the phylactery
It goes
thing.
on a fair bit longer, yeah.
Do we have a version of the script that still has that in it?
Oh yeah, I believe it's still in the script.
Oh, can we read it?
Let me see if I can pull that up. But yeah, it's like I was running out of footage as it was, and it was running long. It's like it's funny, but he's saying basically the same thing again.
Is it funny enough? Is always the question. Okay.
Alright, see here.
So you want to be Leafa and do the setup, Carrie?
Sure.
Let's see here. Souls of
Oh yeah, got some trouble at home. You want to talk about it?
What's there to talk about? Parents are never around, and I'm fairly certain my sister sustains her life force with a rich slurry of distilled human anguish and the souls of puppies.
So, not a fan.
Oh, no. I'm a huge fan of the way she berates and belittles everything I hold dear because I don't have a buttload of sports trophies like her. I should really be thanking her for pointing out how my hobbies will lead me to die alone and unloved, slowly consumed by my legion of cats.
Wow. Sounds like this creative young woman is maybe lashing out. Is it possible you did something to hurt her at some point?
And this is where it kind of diverges.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, see, that's impossible. For her heart is contained within her phylactery, buried deep within an ancient tomb, thus keeping it safe from all feelings and roving bands of adventurers hoping to steal her gold.
It's like, no, she's a lich and a dragon. Like, fucking...
She can be two things. She's a dracolich.
She's awful.
And Leafa has one more line that's also a little different.
I mean, I'm sure she wouldn't hate you for no reason. You must have done something to upset her.
Like she's just really trying to push it, like,
like, you, come on,
figure it out.
And that comes back to, that's the thing, I didn't do anything.
Yep.
So it was actually, really easy to cut that stuff out. It's just too bad because we had a lot of fun putting that in the script.
Oh, more D&D jokes is all that shit is. And we were
so
like, no,
much D&D.
I want him to call her a lich and a dragon.
You gotta kill your babies.
Oh, I fucking hate
I'm a huge fan of the way she berates and belittles everything I hold dear because I don't have a buttload of sports trophies like her. I should really be thanking her for pointing out how my hobbies will lead me to die alone and unloved, slowly consumed by my
fucking shot.
Yeah, I was really running out of useful footage by this point.
Yeah.
Like, goddamn.
Oh my god.
Boobs.
Wow. Sounds like this creative, young, beautiful woman is maybe lashing out. Is it possible you did something to hurt her at some point?
That's the thing. I didn't do anything.
That ain't been
You ever
revealed
think
yet,
that
big
maybe
bud.
that was...
Wants to know what Kirito did to piss her off.
That's called the story.
Yep.
Indeed. I'm really glad I can make use of this shot because it is from a totally different point of view.
Yeah.
Heckin' reveal an explorer.
Yeah, right.
This one took some rotoscoping because of the animation.
And lighting and whatnot, yeah.
Like, disable. That's from, like, way later on when they're escaping the cave. And she's like, no, you should just leave me behind.
Yeah.
You have your own thing to do, and I've slowed you down.
Oh, and she moves and everything, so you rotoscoped a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Way to go, boy.
Took a little bit.
I didn't even notice that you did that. It was so fucking smooth. Way to go.
Thank you for subscribing for their 28th month, Manny.
Damn. But also, that's how you know it's good editing, when you don't fucking notice that shit happens.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, I'm glad it went unnoticed.
way to go, boy. Oh shit, what's up, the loading crew? Raiding with a party of 29. How y'all doing?
Oh, damn.
We're just going through the latest episode, which just dropped on YouTube. We're only like a minute, 2 minutes or so.
Something like that, yeah.
And there's already so much editing shit that Izzy has revealed.
It's true.
Oh, yeah. This is from an earlier version where I was thinking of trying to, like, repaint her skin so that the shadows would be, like, completely correct.
Oh.
But I eventually got to a point where it's like, this doesn't look any better, and the shadows kind of, like, you can chalk that up to, like, a dramatic effect.
Yeah.
Because, like, have the seriousness of a line.
Yeah.
So I ended up deciding to leave it as is. Because, was not confident enough in my artistic skills to, like, paint in the skin in a way that would look totally convincing.
That's fair. Dude, like I said, it's unnoticeable. It's really good. See, everybody thinks you're a wizard.
God damn.
It's magic.
Thankfully, I was able to get away with just some simple color correction to make it less green.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one took a little bit. That was a chunk of roto. That's like 11 frames.
Izzy, master of animation arts. That's what Izzy went to college for.
Yeah.
For animation.
Yeah, my major was in 3D modeling, but there was a lot of overlap with those classes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
See, I didn't get to do a whole lot with animation and whatnot when I was at college because it was for film, so it was all like live action stuff, and I learned how to edit and all that kind of shit. But it's not what we do as a job. Like,
also,
pretty much everything that I do, I learn from you.
Yeah. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you have the same thing as me, and we both were taught how to edit on Final Cut?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Final Cut was like, do y'all want Final Cut 10, which is exactly like fucking iMovie? And then we were like, fucking bye! I'm gonna go learn a whole new software so I don't have to deal with iMovie.
I fucking hated Final Cut 10 so much.
So much.
Because, yeah, like, that's what they taught me to edit on in college.
Yep.
And then, took those skills, brought them home. Didn't have a Mac, so I taught myself Premiere. But then I wanted to learn some more stuff, so I'll take, like, a college course, see if there's any more editing stuff I can learn. And they had since moved on to Final Cut 10. And it's like, what is this? What is this alien program? I hate it. Why is it so difficult just to put blank space in between frames?
They all snap, and you can't turn it off.
Right?
And it's impossible to do frame-by-frame editing, which is what we fucking do!
Why would that be a thing? Why would they do this?
Oh, the nerd rage is happening.
It was basically just, hey, so this program, it's not broke. But what if we fixed it?
What if we broke it?
I remember, like, every time it was mentioned, like, in college, like, Final Cut, that's, like, the industry standard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was told, too. Which it was at the time.
Yeah, and it's like, wow, it's weird how that changed so fast.
Yeah, and it's fucking wild that they wouldn't just switch back. Yeah.
Right, like, why would they stick to their guns? It's awful.
Because, like, every fucking editor in the business went, this sucks, and now Adobe's fucking, like, ruling that shit.
Like, did they just decide, like, okay, we've lost all of the actual professional editors, but we've gained a whole lot of, like, moms trying to make, like, home movies and shit, and, like, they were making more money from that?
Yeah.
Maybe.
They also made it cheaper, because this was also back in the day where it was like, do you want this program? Pay $400 just to have the program. And it was like, you can get it for $300, and I was like, no, there's no fucking way. And Adobe was out here being like, what if we made Creative Cloud? What if we did that, where you could have all of the programs for, like, a monthly subscription? And we're like, yes.
It was so much more convenient.
Yes, thank you.
Especially, like, split among the, like, three of us.
Yeah.
Like, that subscription split among the three of us.
Well, I have my own and Izzy has.
Or, right. I keep saying, only have 2 computers linked to it.
Yeah.
But, like, split between Izzy and I, like, that subscription model is so fucking good.
Yeah, man.
You just get all these programs just for the little amount of money.
It's true.
Everyone
like,
wins.
if you're only using one of the programs, it's not worth the amount that you would pay for the subscription. But we use, like, so many. Like we use Premiere the most, and then Photoshop and Audition and fucking After Effects. So yeah, we use enough. Also, yeah, Final Cut, like the version I was taught on,
was great.
It was great. Like it definitely wasn't baby's first editing software.
Yeah.
Like it was as complicated as like Premiere is now, but then they fucking changed it.
Yeah, I was using it.
Final Cut Pro. Yeah. Over Final Cut X, exactly.
Yeah.
It was Final Cut Pro through university and through like the first bunch of abridged stuff that I was editing before like Izzy came back and we were doing like Busa Rankin together. Mm-hmm. You know, when fucking the early that first Gotchamon where you didn't even have a mic, so it was just like us talking the script over and to edit it together in 3 days.
Oh my god.
Different times, man.
Different times.
Chunky Monkey, we all had fucking day jobs when we started. And just because we had this education and wanted to make stupid shit, we made stupid shit for free for a very long time.
Yeah. Like, it was just like the only outlet we had, like, to escape our goddamn day jobs.
Like
I worked at so many call centers. I hate talking on the phone more than almost anything else in this world.
I know you do.
And it was my job.
Yeah.
And I was exclusively talking to people who hated me.
Oh. You were inbound, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did outbound. They hated me.
That's so
even
much
more.
worse.
Yeah.
That's so infinitely worse.
Yeah, man.
And then there was the last one, which is one we shared, where Izzy and I were both working for Panago Pizza.
Yeah.
That's not the last one.
Was that not the last one? Yeah, the last one was you were at Got
Yeah,
Junk.
I was at Got Junk.
Yeah.
Oh, right, you moved over because God Junk was way better paying.
Yeah. That was a company that, like, they understood that the job was terrible, so they did everything they could to make it better. Like, they paid us way more than minimum wage. They'd, like, every, like, 2 weeks or something on Friday, they'd just be like, here, have a beer. It's like,
damn.
I don't even drink beer, but I super appreciate it.
Right.
Oh.
Sorry, yeah. Panago was one Izzy and I shared, and it was the last call center job I had. I transitioned to my current job after that. I forgot about God Junk, and that you weren't happy, but you were happier because it was a step up.
Yeah, it still wasn't what we do now, but yeah. Heckin', and then you guys started the Patreon 2015?
I'm gonna double check
16
that.
or something?
Around then, because I got brought on like the very beginning of 2017 because I remember it so distinctly. Because I was still working at Argos, and you guys were super in the camp of, we don't want you to have to do that. We want the Patreon to make enough money so that you can come and be an editor and we can have another show because we want another fucking show. And I was just like, oh my god, I want it so fucking bad. And then in January 2017, y'all were like, pretty sure we can do that. I think we could start writing Maha, and then you can be full-time. And I got to quit my horrible retail job.
Isn't
it
it
was
such a good
so
feeling?
Good. Yes, but I'm also such an awkward person that it was weird. Like, I think I told you about it, how I went in to give my 2 weeks notice, and I was super like, so, Sarah, I think I'm gonna have to give you my 2 weeks notice. And she was like, what do you mean you think? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm giving you my 2 weeks notice. This is what's happening. And she was like, well, what are you planning on doing?
Oh, you did tell us about this.
Yeah. She's like, what are you planning on doing? And I was like, well, you know, like I've told you about like my internet job that I do on YouTube, and like I can do that full time now. And she was like, is that, like, I feel like internet things aren't super reliable, so like, are you sure that you want to do that? Because, like, what we could do is just cut your hours back, and you could still come in for, like, a few hours, so then you're not actually, like, not working, because if you're gone for more than 6 months, then, like, you'll have to retrain, and you'll need a new employee number.
Like, the assumption that you would come back to that job.
The assumption that I would fucking fail and have to go back, and I was just like...
And then even if you did fail, you would go back to them. Like, you wouldn't just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go elsewhere.
Yeah. Dude, my former boss was a huge bitch.
Aww.
Huge bitch. She's the same one who, because I didn't give a fuck about that job, I didn't put on makeup or anything, and she had that conversation with me being like, hey, so like, what makes you more money? Like this job or your YouTube job? And I was like, I know where this bitch is fucking going with this. My YouTube job, I lied. And fucking and she was like, okay, well it just feels like maybe if you want to be more dedicated to this one, because you do like still need this job, maybe you could just like, I don't know, like put in a little bit more effort, like maybe Operation like scrub up Carrie. And I was like, I know. And I told that to Stewie, and he was laughing for like 5 minutes straight. He thinks that's the funniest fucking thing in the world.
Well, you walked in, and your boss was, who is this hot mess that dares to call herself an employee?
Fucking right. And I was like, it's because I hate it here. I look awful because I'm miserable.
No one likes you, bitch.
Like, God, that's such bullshit. Like, women should never have to put on makeup to go to work.
That's what I'm saying. Like, fuck, dude. And I was doing, like, that, because I was doing that and, like, fucking trying to record for, like, y'all and stream and do everything. And because of the time difference, I was
you're still in the UK.
I was starting stream at, like, fucking 2 a.m. and then going to work the next day. So she's like, you ain't looking so hot. And I'm like, I fucking know. It's because I've had 2 hours of sleep, bitch.
So
it's not the makeup here.
Right, and I'm like, and I'm not going to give up 1 hour of my 2 hours of sleep to put on makeup for you.
Holy shit.
Bitch.
Before we continue,
Oof.
I looked up Kirito's Always Right Foundation
Perfect.
ad.
Yes.
August 1st, 2015.
2015, that was right.
And
Damn.
I remember that there was the worry there.
Mm-hmm.
I think at this point I had moved on to my not customer service gig, or at least I was starting. Maybe I was still in the freelance position at that point and kind of doing it on the side.
Yeah.
But when Izzy made the jump to Patreon and created that ad, you were just at the end of your rope. That was like. That was a leap without looking. You were just fucking done with call center work, and
I just want to preface that
brave.
no one do what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I have been incredibly fortunate, and some things in my life just happened to work out beyond all logic.
Yeah.
Just want to put that out there. That, like, I quit my job at the call center.
Oh, yeah.
As, like, I quit my job at the call center and then put the finishing touches on the Carf ad, put that out there, and just really hoped real hard that it would take off.
Oh, but you were done.
It was killing me.
Your soul was very consistently being crushed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Was there anything in particular that was the breaking point? Like any of the things I was like saying, or no? Just in general, being beaten down so much.
It was death
every
by
day.
Degrees.
Yeah,
is the thing. Like,
that's what I
like
figured.
overall, there were a lot of great things in that job. Like my coworkers and my bosses were lovely people.
Yeah.
Like
that was the weird thing was
like fucking one of the things that I always enjoyed about that job was that the company was in North America and Australia, so half of the call center was specifically for Australia. Okay. So there were just a bunch of Australian people in the call center.
Hell yeah!
And I just love that they all called me Maddie.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, and the accent too.
Right,
that
it's
was
like
so good.
I love that. Like that might sound weird if like from like a Canadian accent, but like this works. This is lovely.
Right, because that was before you like made a full switch over to the nickname Izzy, and you were still Matt.
I can't remember when that happened. I think that was mostly just because it was work.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still weird to think of how long I've called you Izzy and how much longer I've called you Matt. Because I don't call you Matt anymore.
I'd be super happy to transition to calling you Maddie. That's cute as heck.
Yeah. I would be fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck, oh fuck, what was I gonna say? I've fully forgotten. Damn it. Oh yeah, no, fucking. That's always the hardest thing with like a new job or like a new environment because you have to, or at least fucking you'll get this. Because you have to go in with, like, your ID, which says your actual name on it. So they'll be like, oh, hi, Matthew. And you'll be like, I go by Izzy, if you want to call me that. Like, I deal with that shit where it's like, fucking, oh, hi, Carolyn. And I'm like, people call me Carrie. Please stop that immediately. Like, fucking... Ooh. Like, please, for the love of God. Like,
yeah, I'm usually pretty, like, blasé about it. It's like, people call me Izzy, but I honestly don't care if you want to call me Matt or Matthew. You do you.
Yep.
And Tucker Waite tipped us $1 Canadian. If this fails, Carrie goes to initiate her plan for world domination while Izzy and Mac play the role of her court jesters / simps.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I'm drinking right now. Why do you ask?
That's fine. I'm fine with that. Yeah.
You go hard.
Yeah. See? Carosis? That's why we don't use that name. Because it's not Caroline. It's Carolyn. And everybody says Caroline. And then I get even more pissed off. Carrie. Thanks.
A good Irish name.
I will cut you.
God.
Dude, the thing that doesn't help is that my mom just had to be a fucking dick and spell it weird too. So people panic and are like, how do I say it? Because it's not spelled the way it normally spelled. Because it's got 2 N's and an E at the end. So people are just like, ugh, as soon as they see it.
Had to make sure you're so special.
Hate it. Dude, my mom's super like, I always thought she would call herself Carol or Lynn. And I'm like, none of those suit me, Mom.
No, you a Carrie.
I'm a Carrie.
Reminds me of my dad having to talk my mom out of calling me either Jebediah or Ezekiel.
That's rough.
It's like, Jeb, get ready for stream.
Please clap.
Please clap. So it's the French pronunciation? What? Zeke wouldn't be so bad. That's true. That's not that bad.
Yeah, can maybe pull that off.
Yeah. Heck yeah. We went off on a fucking tangent. The episode.
Yeah, right. How did we get
Whoops.
here? Fuck.
Hi, sorry. We appreciate that y'all give us money on Patreon so we don't have to do those horrible jobs.
Instead, I just get to rotoscope Leaf's face.
Yeah.
You ever think that maybe that was the problem?
Huh?
Oh.
Yeah, I hate to cut the session short, but I am picking up the signatures of 12 players directly behind us!
Yes.
They're tracking us!
Yes.
Ah, Master, Squeaker is frightened!
To the squeaker stuff.
Because we didn't have this worked out when we ended the last episode. We knew we were going to do something with the bat.
Yeah.
But we didn't come up with Squeaker until we were writing this.
Uh-huh. Because it was that whole thing of, oh, the salamanders tracked them, and we, like, didn't...
We wanted to simplify that.
Yeah.
You know, just, like, move on.
Yeah.
And instead of simplifying it, we came up with a whole subplot.
Where we needed original animation, and it's like, God damn it!
Yeah. We just kept thinking of jokes like, hey, what if we did more stuff with Squeaker?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of at what point we still gave it the name Squeaker. It was like, imagine it was like their pet, and they named it. So when she like blows it apart, they're all sad.
Yeah, and then we just gave it the cutest fucking name, and we were like, oh no! As soon as we named it, we were upset.
Like, oh no, we love it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Played the sound effects for this bit for a while. Just trying to get like, it's like, what would wind arrows sound like? I wanted them to sound painful.
Yeah.
Master, Squeaker is frightened!
There,
I think
it's
I've got
dead.
like a magic pack and like some just actual arrows whizzing by.
Hell yeah.
There,
Very,
it's
very
dead.
cute
Now
voice.
let's cheese it.
It had a name.
Yeah, the
Very.
salamanders like to max out the affection levels of their pets so they'll be willing to go on suicide missions. It's
For the premiere, like, in December.
Yeah.
And they were fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't want to say
they
anything.
mentioned that a while ago.
Yeah.
They've been in it before.
Exactly.
Right.
The salamanders like to max out the affection
Here's an
levels of their
example of
pets so they'll be
motion
willing to go
tracking.
on suicide
Fuck
missions.
this shit, boy.
It's like their go-to move.
Zeus
The
is
head moving.
thankfully, like, it's not a huge deal, because, like, even though it's in profile, her jaw's not moving.
Thank God.
Or at least not moving in any noticeable way, because, like, her entire body's jostling around.
Right.
So, yeah, mostly mostly pretty simple.
Elevators like to max out the affection levels of their pets so they'll be willing to go on suicide missions.
Thankfully, like, the timing of the line worked out with her head turned.
Oh, that was coincidental.
It's like their go-to suicide
I can't remember
missions.
if we timed it up specifically like that, or
suicide missions. It's like their go-to move.
Struggling writing this scene because we had a lot of information and stuff that we wanted to do, but there was limited footage of them in the cave.
Yeah, I remember us timing other shots. I don't remember this one, but I wouldn't be surprised either.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was a little bit tougher because like his fist goes in front of his mouth.
Wow.
Boss Keeper 39 just tipped $100 Canadian.
Oh my God.
R.I.P. Squeaker.
Oh
my
shit!
God, thank you so much.
You mad lad, thank you.
Yeah, we all love Squeaker so much.
Who voiced Squeaker's owner?
Oh, that was the talented Mesmerize.
He's so good. He's all over this
People are
episode.
monsters. Like I knew he had an excellent voice, but before like getting him in to do a bunch of extras, I had no idea he had such good range.
His range is crazy. Like me neither. Like because whenever I like think of Mez, I just think of like the really like deep.
Yeah, like Dojima or
exactly.
I keep forgetting his character in Schmucks. The big burly dude.
God damn it.
Like Mayor or something.
No.
Like the big fat aristocrat?
No, like the giant muscly dude who's dating one of Eagle's many princess voices. Yeah.
Sorry, Schmuck. Sorry.
Bubbles. Thank you.
That's
it's
what
Bubbles.
that's what she calls him. But yeah, I'm trying to think of his actual name.
No, he's Bubbles.
It's just Bubbles.
Sorry, for some reason my brain went to Akame got killed.
I get that.
Did Squeaker do good, Master?
No. Squeaker did great.
So talk about this.
Yeah. Fucking, this is some original animation from friend Rachel.
Griamore, thank you.
Graham, thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, this is from your friend Rachel, who also did Cronenberg in season 1's finale.
It's true.
With the hand coming out the mouth.
She also gave me some beautiful animation for again episode 3 of Maha. I've shown the boys. I'm very excited for y'all to see it.
Beautiful.
I'm just excited for them to see episode 3.
Oh, episode 3 so good. Anyway.
Oh, but yeah, Rachel basically gave me like a Photoshop file with all like the individual frames, and then went through and did a whole bunch of shit here.
She did the forest people as well, right?
Yeah, she drew the forest folk.
Yeah, Little Sharky was asking about that. I was pretty sure, but I didn't want to say without checking.
Yeah, like if there's like a good amount of like if there are like people that weren't there before, chances are Rachel drew it. Let's see here.
Oh, I couldn't tell because it's so far away. That's the first I saw that you had Squeaker doing little, like, cute little lip flaps.
Oh.
I thought their head was turned the other way, so I didn't even notice the mouth.
Oh.
No.
God damn, so much.
Heckin'. Yeah, so I got like 2 different versions. This is like the deepest nest here, where it's just Squeaker, I think by themselves. Where I basically did like the basic stuff like lip flapping it. And you've got the little overlay for the wireframe. Yeah, there it is. Little color matte. Go and Squeaker himself. Yeah. And then take that out. Got like 2 different instances of that nest over here. So that, let's see, how did I do that? Believe, yeah. So I have Squeaker doubled up here. And then on one of these, I increased the size of Squeaker by a little bit, like 5%.
Oh.
And then I applied a track matte that is referencing this distortion layer. Like it's just some like digital noise.
Hell yeah.
And then
those effects a lot.
They are very valuable, especially in like the sci-fi show.
Yeah.
But yeah, because this because I got a track matte on this second layer, that's referencing this noise, you'll only see the part of this layer that overlaps with the white parts of this distortion.
Oh, nice.
So, and because this layer is ever so slightly bigger than the one below it, it just makes it look like it's jittering around.
That's so clever.
It looks great.
No.
Way to fucking go, this boy.
Just try to figure out how to recreate like the death effects in this. And then you got, that's the
standardized squeaker.
Yeah, the boy below it. And then, I think the actual explosion required some After Effects work. Just had it start glowing. Which, where did I put the actual glow?
It's so pretty and ethereal.
It's true. But he's fucking dying.
Yep. Again.
So many layers. It's difficult to find shit.
Yeah, even I forget exactly like what my process was sometimes. But so like as they were dying, just started to increase the glow. And then I masked the transition, which is like a flash of white. And then this was in After Effects. Was particular.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so the particles.
Standard.
Yeah, particles themselves are pretty simple. Like they're just some 3D triangles spinning around and expanding outwards. And then I applied, I think, like a red giant shine effect, and that gives it like the little trails of light.
Okay.
Heck yeah. So how long would you say Squeaker's death took?
Hard to say because I worked on it so piecemeal, like as I was getting
Other
parts
stuff.
of it. Like I did a lot. I came back to it a lot. Maybe like a week or two overall.
There you go.
Something like that.
Just so y'all know. Let's see how quickly it happens.
Go back to that. No, that's the
Bloopies, you say?
Not yet. They're still in progress.
Did Squeaker do good, Master?
No. Squeaker did great.
Yeah, it always chugs on that part where the
There's
camera.
a lot of effects. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to really like that effect I put for like the speed lines as it shoots upward.
Oh. Yeah, and it lasts about 20 seconds.
Tops.
Yep.
About 14 seconds.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
That right there
2 weeks.
is why it takes so long. It's a 32-minute episode, and for 14 seconds, it took about 2 weeks.
And that's not the most difficult shot.
Yep.
Yeah, no, there were definitely more difficult shots.
Can Squeaker respond, please?
No.
Yeah, Suga's phone took a whole week. Yep, definitely.
Oh, right, the phone.
Yeah. I need to find our conversation of that because it's very funny. Plus, we're a little bit away from it, so by the time we get there, I'll find the conversation.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I shouldn't laugh at Squeaker's death, but I do. Good.
That's how we all do.
Good. Really, I just love that kind of humor where it's so dark that it's funny.
There it is!
Okay.
The capital of Candy
But
Cane
guy, it's actually
Cavern!
Nutter
Candy
Butter.
Cane Capital!
But if she'd
It's
actually
just
put
called
down Nutter
Candy Cane
Butter,
Capital.
that would have also kind of worked.
Nice try.
Go. Yeah,
Put it into the hole.
a lot of motion tracking here too. Just as they're running.
And then you love these shots because no lip flaps.
And then Santa. What did I do for you, Santa? Art-wise, this one was real simple. I just sketched like a really basic Santa. And, I see. Yeah, that's what that was. Yeah, I just sketched a pretty basic Santa in Photoshop. And... Where is he? And applied this red giant hologram effect that it's basically designed to make it look like the holograms from Star Wars and shit like that.
Which it definitely does.
Yeah, just kind of edited it a bit to make it look more red and pixelated. Let's see if I turn that off. You see how basic this actually is?
Oh, Santa Logan.
And then...
Santa Logan.
Yeah.
This effect has a lot of parameters. A little bit of a blur. Use some corner pitting to get the perspective right. Because it's kind of at an angle with the camera.
Not too much of one, so corner pinning actually really works on this one. Because sometimes it doesn't. It can look real weird.
Yeah, sometimes, but
yeah,
corner pinning can be one of those effects that the program does not like. And then this bit, I think, where is it? Yeah. I basically just took like a tiny mask of the background, or I think I specifically tried to grab something that was kind of light colored, masked it, put it around where I imagined like the hologram projector was in this nest, and then I applied this shine effect to create the kind of cone of light that's around him.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a really good effect for making kind of like light rays.
Hell yeah.
You can add...
That's real cool.
And you can animate it so that it has like that little shimmer.
Is that the same glitch effect you're using to have them kind of...
Actually, that is something different. That is... that's actually part of the hologram effect. Oh. You can set parameters for the hologram to make it kind of glitch out at random intervals in different ways.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Makes it look pretty neat. I think at first when I was working on it, that placement was kind of random, but like I found that it was kind of working as a transition between the two different poses.
Oh,
it's like,
nice.
oh shit, yeah, kind of.
That's really cool.
Worked to line that up a little bit.
Nice try, little one.
I also like that it's a weird combination of photograph and neon sign.
100%.
It's a very interesting visual.
You idiot! You spelled it Candy Cane Capital instead of Candy Cane Capital! Now we gotta wait for the lock to reset!
But I said it out loud!
Yeah, but I bet you thought about C's instead of K's, didn't ya?
Of course I did! That's how all those words are spelled!
Look, there's no time to debate this! They're almost here!
My favorite line in the script. Look, there's no time to debate this.
The second time she's a dumb bitch in this episode.
Like,
not overall. God knows what the counter is overall.
Her grades in school must be so deeply upsetting.
Yup.
Man, that Kendo scholarship,
time
though.
For this. Why do these hicks have it out for you anyway? So this part was pretty easy on
you
me.
See,
no one had any lip
very
flaps.
Complicated. Lots of
you were a big fan of those salamander helmets.
And
yeah, those are good times.
Ancestral curses.
You have no idea, do you?
Well, it's all so boring.
It's a terrible,
I can only sit through so many trade route negotiations
Made
before I just go cross-eyed.
Horrible person.
Whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter. You're the only one who knows any healing magic, so can you at least hang back and get me shielded or something? I guess not much going on here. Yeah, I think this is... Yeah, this is mostly just for lip flaps.
Yeah.
Just had to...
I think we explained in the last Post-Mortem how lip flapping works, right?
Yeah, I think only bit is that because of like the animation they had to be placed manually, and because of when he moves his sword, the lighting on his face changes. Had to go through and alter the color a little bit for like 2 frames there.
Fucking lens flare.
You're the only one who knows any healing magic, so can you at least hang back and get me shielded or something?
Thank you for good work. I love
yeah. I can totally handle. that.
Thank you.
I got you, fam.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
All right, Leafa.
It was fun
Shield
coming up with the
me.
different jokes we wanted for
Leafa.
the
Shield.
Shield. Hacking Spence must be just saying that if we're talking, you really can't hear us over the episode. So if we have something to say, be sure to pause. And what were we saying, Matt? Yeah.
We had a lot of fun, like picking out the different literary examples for this. The only thing we had to look up because we just didn't know what to use, and it was something we didn't know before we wrote the script, is Leafa's last spell for the shield.
Yeah, no, I remember because we'd already used C-Spot Run for the healing magic. So we were like, okay, they're doing different spells, but it still has to be like
more complicated,
basic ass learning to read level shit, because it's an educational game.
Yeah.
And we were just trying to look up that kind of shit, but then we were like, okay, what if the more complicated or powerful the spell, like the higher level of reading it is? So yeah, and I remember you being like the fucking red fish, blue fish. Like we remembered that one, but then we started to have fireball. To write for shit. And then, dude, I know for a fact that it was Izzy with the fucking quote the Raven fireball. It was so stupid.
Yeah, you and I were very much like, nevermore. And
we were like, we'll just say the Grandpa thing. Yeah, it'll be fine. And
the Raven fireball.
Yeah, especially with that tone of voice, that was definitely Izzy pitched that. We laughed and then went to the script.
Yeah.
He's like, God damn it.
Son of a bitch. Yeah.
Not again.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the poem, but we were just trying to look up. We looked up a bunch of different poems for like what we could use for Leafa's thing.
Yeah. Do any of you know what Leafa's thing is?
Yeah. Before we spoil it.
Yeah. We'll play it so they can hear it. And
Sure.
then see if they know.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
All right,
We'll get there and see if y'all know.
Leafa!
Oh yeah.
Hey!
Very much a little callback to episode 7. Like, let's grab the crystal!
You want me to shield you there? Dude, I had no idea! We should really have some kind of signal or something.
Alright, here's a wild concept for you. How about you do it when I yell shield real loud?
Oh yeah, this one. Thankfully, like it's like a moving shot with like Leafa's point of view.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I could loop it a little bit.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then did a little masking to make it into a transition.
Ooh, very nice.
How about you do it when I yell shield real?
Subtle, boy.
I think might have drawn some of those flip flaps.
Loud!
Oh, don't be a baby about it. Have some stupid heels. C-Spot, run, run, spot, run.
Yeah, that's better.
Leafa, I found something in the code that might be helpful, but I require your assistance.
Girl, you know what I'm about. You really think I'm gonna pass up such a prime opportunity to watch him suffer? This is hilarious.
Please, I have to save her! I'm nothing without her!
Dude, I am loving your commitment.
See? Comedy gold right here.
I cannot do this without you, Leafa! I can help Daddy, but he will be vulnerable while I work. I need you to put everything you have into shielding him from the next attack!
I don't see why I should bother.
I implore you! I understand that your bond is strained, but nothing can move forward unless one of you takes the first step!
Well, why's it gotta be me, huh? He's the one that ruined my life!
Because right now, like it or not, you are the only one with the chance to start putting things right. So please, won't you help him, Auntie Sugu?
Oh, that is cheating.
We had a couple different variations on that response.
It was like, oh, that's not fair, or like, ooh, that's cheating. Like, just
you playing dirty?
Yeah.
It's like, you can't just say that. Well, now I gotta do it.
Yup.
Yeah, we had a whole bunch of variations on that line.
All right. So this was a whole heckin' time.
I believe it.
Be that word, our sign of parting.
Tried my best to lip flap these guys. There are a couple people with mouths on screen. I think a lot of the time I got pretty lucky in that like the magic didn't super get in the way of their mouths, except at like the end. So that was okay.
God.
Not to mention the recording of just making sure all the various miscellaneous actors we brought in to do this big crowd all had like the same pace and rhythm.
Did you get one person to record and then have the others copy the pace, or were you just lucky?
I think a lot of the time I was like saying it to them, to like
in the same way.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
And I was retiming a lot of their dialogue manually.
Damn.
Yeah, I think one thing. I think I slowed this shot down to like 88%. So
our sign of warning.
Thankfully, it's within the threshold where it's not super noticeable.
I shrieked of starting.
Deep in the meadow, hidden far away, a cloak of leaves, a moonbeam ray!
This one was more of a pain in the ass because the shot is so short.
Yeah.
So I just had to, crossfade between them and loop it over and over again while we're going.
That was really good. Holy shit.
Oh, thank God.
Way to go.
Yeah, listen to that, the spell.
Yeah.
Deep in the meadow, hidden far away, a cloak of leaves, a moonbeam ray!
Take thy beat from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door! Quoth the raven, fireball!
Here the daisies guard you from every harm!
Anyone know what it is?
Who wants to take a guess?
Wants to take a stab at what literally masterpiece that could be? Some Tinkerbell shit? Nope.
Nope.
Hunger Games?
You Googled it? That's cheating!
You can't do that!
That's fucking cheating!
That is indeed a quote from the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Such contrast. Edgar Allan Poe. Whoever wrote Hunger Games.
Fuck, who did write Hunger Games?
I can't remember the author's name.
Me neither. God damn it.
I'll look it up, you keep going.
Hell yeah. That's fair, Black Demon. That's cheating though, goddamn.
The book Hunger Games, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think it was in the movie. Susan Collins, thank you.
Thank you.
The author was Susan Collins.
Yep. Did it. Oh, it's so stupid.
Such a delightful contrast.
Rika also seems like the type to read Hunger Games.
Totally.
Yep.
Initializing protocol 8-74! Execute!
This whole sequence.
I was gonna say, this is a lot. This is a whole lot. There's a whole lot going on here, boy. You worked so long on everything for this shit.
This fucking sequence. Goddamn broke Premiere 10 different ways.
How do we decide on that quote? I think we were just trying to find something that wasn't like super smart, but also not like elementary school level.
And something that thematically could work for like shielding.
Yeah, we were like, what fucking like young adult bullshit can we have her quote? And we were Googling a lot of shit. And
we tried searching like poetry books and
exactly. Yeah.
And there's some Shakespeare. We were looking through a couple different things. And then I don't think we realized it was from Hunger Games when we found that. We found like the quote initially, like, oh, that sounds great. And then I checked what it was from.
We're like, holy shit, yes.
God.
Yeah.
It's wild. Like, I read that book. I don't remember that being...
Chat was saying, too. Like, I read that, too. God damn it.
Yeah, like, it's been a long time, but yeah, I can't remember where that is in the book.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, the Sheep Tower is definitely a different creature. This is Gleam.
Yeah, this is the Gleam Eyes.
Yeah.
But I think, may have gotten rid of some of the older versions. This is like a thing I was testing out. Like, I wanted to see, like, should I make the tornado like really crazy to show that it's super glitching out? So I had made it like different colors and like added like a noise to it.
It looks very Aladdin.
Yeah, it's because of all the purple.
Yeah. I found some stuff like, I like how this looks, but I'm not sure it like really fits what I'm looking for.
Right.
And other stuff I did just broke the Premiere. Like this bit. Yui's little scream.
Protocol 8-74! Execute!
Getting Yui. Oh yeah, you had to have that pop up too. You made that.
Because that was one of the things with writing. We were kind of like, the thing that always confused us about the scene is that it's supposed to be illusion magic in the actual thing. And it's like, it's a video game, so if that's how illusion magic work, that's functionally no different than if he just actually turned into a giant monster.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's clearly not like a tiny guy in a huge hologram.
Uh-huh.
So we're just, we came up with this, like, Yui's like broken the code and found this thing hidden away,
Yeah.
Plus, it just gives Yui more to do, makes her more a part of the plot.
Oh, little Sharky. Fucking Princess Z, fabulous, here's your Bobwa. Hell yeah.
I was super happy like with Yui's animation here because she kind of like swipes her hand out to the side, which could easily like just makes it look like she's like executing some program.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, it's like I made like the basic background thing in Photoshop, and I have a special effect that just auto generates like just random hacker code.
Hell yeah.
And then when she's done with that, fades to just a silhouette of the Gleam eyes. And I think there was like a chromatic aberration effect combined with like a glitch transition that like pulls the image apart. Added a bulge effect so that rather than just going like from left to right, it looks like it's like just curving around. Snaking through the screen.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
It was really hard to make this not break everything.
Yeah, but I believe it.
But it looks awesome.
I was very happy with how that came out looking. And then it goes over to this. Ended up with a simpler version of this bit. Like a lot of the versions I had were similar to this, but had more glitch effects. And I eventually landed on like, this is, one, it's breaking Premiere. Two, I'm afraid this is going to give someone a seizure.
That's totally fair.
Yeah, so you put enough to get the idea across, but not enough to like put someone in the hospital.
Oh, good night, Corrosis. Mwah.
Good night. But yeah, this is a lot of like using that like distortion overlay that I used earlier, and I think I used some like an ultra key to key out the tornado from the background.
Oh, nice.
So that I can do some stuff.
Oh, good old Gaussian blur.
So, God, I use that so much.
Just to say preemptively, this Gleam Eye sequence has some of my favorite like jokes in the episode, specifically the way Izzy edited them together. Like, I was pretty happy with the script.
Yeah.
But the first time Izzy showed me it with the audio and everything like cut together,
it's beautiful.
Like just that, even that rough edit was just like beautiful, chef's kiss, perfect.
Yep. Absolute chef's kiss.
I'm glad. Let's see.
No, don't get us, Daddy!
It's so fucking subtle.
Yeah, so a bunch of layers just to add like the glitches and make them glow a little bit and blur them out. I think that's what the Gaussian blur is for.
Heck yeah.
Again. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This one is pretty neat. I wanted like the glitch effect to just like go on its skin, but not the fire. So I had to do a lot of like ultra keying of the fire and his hand. Thankfully, they're different enough in color that it didn't take too much adjustment. And then I've got like a find edges effect to make it look like there's just like little white lines skirting around the edges of its skin.
Oof.
Well, first chat from Cruiser. Today's episode was hilarious. Always well worth the wait.
Aw,
thank you.
Appreciate. Heckin' Izzy's just going through all the heckin' hard work he did for heckin' making it all come together.
Let's see here. Yeah, so you can kind of see like a black and white version to show like the alpha.
Yo, that looks sick as hell just on its own, though.
Right? Like you can get some really cool effects just by messing with stuff. Let's see here. That might be nothing on its own. It's a track effect.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah, that's the fine edges effect and the tint.
Man. If only I had time to still make AMVs. Putting that shit over it, making it look sick as hell. Hell yeah.
Get some Linkin Park in the background.
That's what I'm saying.
Heckin' rad.
Loved making AMVs back in the day, man. A good time.
I miss AMVs. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. Just doing my best to use like the ultra keys to kind of more or less rotoscope this stuff for me. And then similar effect there.
So it was the ultra key you were using?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you usually use it for like green screen effects.
Yeah.
So it'll like take a color and just zero in on that and get rid of it.
That's fair. Yeah, super reflective. You think I didn't sneak an AMV into the last episode of Maha? Fucking I Need a Hero? Please. It's in there. Thanks.
Beautiful.
I still love the Sakiba Shannon poster.
Same, bitch.
It's
I
goals.
Fucking
asked
glorious.
for her permission, and she was like, "Go ahead." And I was like,
Thank you.
"Oh,
Yeah, I went back and forth on this whole sequence. Basically through the entire
Squirt.
production.
That is definitely gonna be very helpful.
I thought so.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's that roar is just me with some like effects and some other stuff overlaid, I think. What exactly is it?
Ooh, real quick, because someone brought it up. Heckin' Bird Boy, I did sneak Buffy into Maha. Do you know what episode of Buffy I snuck into Maha? Because if you do, it's even worse than that. It makes it so much more painful.
It's the best episode.
Got here. Yeah, let's see. Parametric equalizer, pitch shifter, flanger, studio
Made a
reverb.
clip of like the man episode. Like the head turning around.
Oh, yes, it was Carol of the Bells. Well,
Well done. So that's what it sounds like. Like, that's just my audio track with a whole bunch of effects on it with the other stuff.
Yeah.
But if we remove all of that...
It's a really good yell. Like, even just on its own, it's really good.
It's just you take out all the effects, it's just coming out of that thing. It sounds funny.
It sounds so silly.
Like, it makes me think of, like, those, like, funny videos where people will just have, like, a goat, and then they'll just add, like, a human scream over it.
Yeah.
No, I think
Secondary yell.
Yeah, I think I doubled it up. I think this one is pitch shifted down more.
Oh. I had a little waver on it. I could hear it even with the effects.
I don't know, the top one is lower. Okay. So yeah. Wanted to
take the effects off the bottom one. I want to hear the bottom yell too.
I mean, it sounds the same as the other one.
Still funny.
Hell yeah. So good. Proud of
Heckin' silly. And then what were the other parts here? Dragon roar and like an earthquake thing. For like
to get the rumble going.
Right, for like the ground shaking from it.
Hell yeah.
So then all together.
SAOA bridge. on our Patreon. Like, not super long after the episodes air. Izzy is currently working on the bloopies for 16 right now.
Yeah.
It's true. You can see them right there.
Same for Maha. It's just something for you guys
They're
to work.
right there.
So tantalizingly close.
Do you want to, not right now, but at the end, do you want to give them a preview of a single bloopy?
I could maybe select something. Ooh. Give them a portion.
Yeah, it's something you guys edit while we're still working on the scripts.
Yeah.
So we're constantly making content.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. It's a good time. It's a nice relaxing bit of editing after the episode.
Yeah. Hold firm, man. It's
and that's Mez again.
Fucking Mez!
Man, it's just illusion magic. He can't actually.
No! Not like this!
Brian.
Dude, we discovered that there's just something about
Not like this!
Not like this! That we all fucking love.
It's no, not like this, or this is the one way I didn't want to die.
Yeah! It's something about having thought about how you want to die and deciding that this was not the plan.
Right?
This is so funny.
Oh my
god. Little Sharky, those fucking bloopies. The Kuroko bloopies where you had none and it was 80% me.
You're so funny.
Ridiculous. I just fucked up a lot.
No, you're very funny.
Fucking, what was the word I couldn't say? Oh, fuck. Someone will know.
It's always
Little
something
Sharky will
simple.
know.
Like a dunk receptacle or something.
No, it was something even more simple than that. Fucking. No, wait. I think, was it like strategy or something? It was something like that.
I think it was
stamina. It was stamina.
Oh.
I kept saying stamina wrong or weird, and I was like, I can't say stamina. Blah, blah, blah. Ridiculous.
Oh, fucking. God, when I was recording the extra bits with Mez, he gave me so many options for the extras.
Yeah.
And I think this one he said he was going for like Barney Fife.
Hold firm, man. It's just illusion magic. He can't actually.
No! Not like this!
Yeah.
The gurgle.
Okay, that's my B, fellas. I reckon we best skedaddle.
Yay! Get them, Daddy!
No! Please don't get us, Daddy!
Does he need us here?
It does not appear so. Daddy seems to have the situation.
Please don't get us, Daddy!
Cool. Think he'd mind if I popped out for a bit? You know, maybe grab a shower?
I do not believe that would be a problem. If any salamanders get near you, I will subject them to a world of
Trans-Siberian Orchestra
unimaginable
back in
pain and or terror.
Preach.
That's my favorite. So yeah.
I don't know if
right?
anyone
Preach.
caught that.
Yeah. Go on.
Like the preach and what is in the background after she says preach. I don't know if anyone's caught that noise. Do you want to explain that, Izzy?
Kirito is still just lucid enough to be disgusted by her saying preach.
Instead of appreciate. And for the record, as soon as we wrote preach, we started saying preach all the time, and it was real hard to like not. I think we gave up after a few months, and it's just in our vernacular now.
Yeah.
We just all say preach.
We've just accepted it. It was supposed to be like, it's gross that Leafa uses such stupid slang. And now we just unironically use it.
Yep. See, Chunky Monkey, that's exactly what happened. Just being like, yeah, big preach for that. Like, fuck it.
But yeah, I just love the bestial growl. Just, ugh.
Fucking, I remember Hayden started saying it because they were around all of us. And then they said it to Alejandro, and he was like, what did you just fucking say to me? Like, he was so upset. And then I think they told me like a couple weeks ago that he said preach, and they were like, ha ha! Fucking got him!
My god, it's spreading!
It's infectious!
Yep. Preacher Jens. Yeah, that me and Hayden came up with Preacher Jens. This would be a good time. What was Preacher Jens, fam?
Preacher Jens, fam.
Appreciate your genitals, my family.
Oh, that's worse. That's so much worse.
Yeah. That explains so much. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, oh god, let's keep going.
Here we go.
Because the next thing's a big one.
Right. I have to read shit out for this one.
This is the next big editing thing.
Yeah, that's a pretty basic one. Just making her eyes open with some masks and some blurring.
Some keyframes.
Yeah.
Using that shot of a roof, which is nice.
Huh? Huh? Oh, what the shit, Nagata? 96 missed calls?
Pause. So, on the 13th of, I think that's August. Wait, what month is the 7th? May, July. 7th? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 13th of July, Izzy messaged me, says, I have decided that I need to edit the caller ID when Rekin calls Sugaha, which means I can choose what Rekin's name is in her phone. I need to figure out some cutesy nickname she'd have for him in her phone that she'd never let anyone see.
Cutesy.
Then I said, or a filthy name that she's proud of. I'm happy with either. Izzy says, just labels him fuckboy or something, lol. And I'm like, exactly. Also, before I read this out loud, do y'all hear what Leafa's ringtone is real quick?
Oh yeah, let's just double back there real quick.
Yeah, let's just go back real quick.
96 missed calls?
Y'all know what that is?
One more time. One more time.
Yeah, one more time. Before I say what it is?
Oh.
Okay, good.
Well, thank you, Black Demon, for not saying anything.
Appreciate Black Demon.
Wait a minute. I see that in chat.
The gears are turning. Let me.
I feel like I should know it.
I don't know about that.
It's Pornhub. What?
Pornhub has a ringtone?
So let's see if maybe removing some of the effects makes this a little easier.
No, you didn't. Oh, Yeet Machine, did you figure it out?
Who's got it? If you know it, say it.
Oh, they could probably see it. I just realized.
Ridiculous. There you go. Yep.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah. So yeah, Izzy was like, just labels him fuckboy or something, lol, and I'm like, exactly. And then he says, that with the WAP ringtone, and makes a little shocked face. And I'm like, if you're looking for a cute one / filthy one, he could be Lollipop. And then Izzy says, oh Jesus, smiley face. And then I said, Leafa is sugar pie. This is my headcanon and you can't stop me. Then all caps, I said to him, she could call him Nutter Butter. And Izzy said, oh good lord, Nutter Butter's pretty great and filthy.
Butter of the nut variety.
Yeah, and then we just fucking went off talking about it. Like, fucking, I was like, I like it because they can be taken either way depending on the person. XD, and you're like, yeah, best case scenario is someone thinks it's cute at first, but is like, oh, and I'm like, exactly.
And you guys didn't tell me until you just like you showed me like Izzy was working on the scene and showed me what it was looking like, and it just her phone comes up and I'm like, I'm sorry, Nutter Butter.
Fucking yeah, because I was like, because at a glance it's pretty innocent until you think about who they are as people and what their relationship is. You're welcome, all caps. And he said, thank you for this boon, you queen of debauchery. And I said, long may I reign.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll be right back. But here, Izzy, I can't. Have fun telling everyone the fucking hell you went through as soon as you realized what you were fucking committing yourself to by doing this joke.
Like, actually doing fucking idiot.
There were a couple of stages to this one, because when I first posited that, like, you know, okay, gotta put his name as Nutter Butter. I don't know, my brain was turned off, and basically just thought it would only be the call screen when he calls.
Yeah.
And then, once I was finished photoshopping this, like, relatively easy. Like, it was mostly just going through frame by frame and repainting the name and, like, editing the shadow a little bit on her finger, which overall, not
super hard.
Not hugely demanding.
Yeah.
But yeah, once I'd done that, I then, watched the scene again and remembered that she is going through the caller ID, where presumably the name would be the same.
Yep. And I remember saying to you, like, hey, it's funny, but maybe we don't have to do it. And you were like, no.
No.
Everyone has to know his name in her phone is not her buddy.
So I went on a fucking adventure. Let's see here. What do I got here? Okay, so at a basic level, I had to rotoscope her phone screen, which meant
go away.
Yeah, cutting out everything on her phone screen, and also, cutting out each different frame of her finger. So that it would match up what I needed it to match up with, and I could just retime, like, I could make her flick her finger whenever I wanted to.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
That's what originally it looked like. Yeah. God, so much. Easy.
There was a lot.
So, did you make that screen in Photoshop?
Yes.
Okay.
So let's see. Call history.
See all this fucking shit? So, like, you got, like, right now, you have a thing that you made in Photoshop, which you brought into After Effects, and then you're taking that into Premiere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So I some nested compositions here, which, long story short, nesting something into a composition basically allows me to take, like, a whole bunch of separate layers, squash them down into one thing, so that I can manipulate them all at once in a really simple way.
Yeah.
So, like, since this is a phone screen with a whole lot of moving parts, it doesn't make sense for me to, like, apply, like, say, like, perspective to each individual instance, every little thing on the screen.
Yeah.
It makes more sense to flatten them all down and then do
same
perspective on that. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Saves time and make sure that it's all completely consistent. So yeah, this is just what it looks like flattened out.
So how did you make it do the moving?
Let's see here. Opening that up. Dear God, this fucking...
You made so many.
Yeah, I had to copy the name in Photoshop, like a whole... Or did I copy it in Photoshop or here? Goddamn.
What a good question. Well, apparently you were working on this in July, so... Came up with Squeaker. I feel like... I think we talked about it briefly. It's really hard to fucking pinpoint who comes up with what ideas.
Yeah.
So, everything happening to Squeaker was probably like a group effort of going back and forth on ideas. I can't remember who decided to name him Squeaker.
Can't remember, yeah.
No idea. Yeah. What's up, boy?
It's... Oh, God, it's difficult to deconstruct this. But, like, basically...
Oh, God, you're still going.
Do my best. Each individual part here, I realized, like, there's a lot of, like, animation going on with their phone screen. So all these things had to be different layers. Like,
I was gonna say there's a layer over the top with, like, the little flowers and the dots and stuff that isn't moving when the name's scrolling.
Yeah, like, there's the green background. That's simple enough. And then there's this kind of yellow curve here.
Yeah.
And then you've got the dots and the little kind of gear flower things. But they all intersect with each other at inconsistent points.
Doug's 95 episode takes as long as it takes. We never withhold them from you guys. We're never sitting on an episode ever.
Like this thing was done December. We wanted it out in December. YouTube was like, nah.
Yep. Izzy was rendering out the episode while we were streaming the stream we were premiering the episode. Which we never sit on stuff.
Which we would like to, apologize to those who missed the Twitch premiere.
Yeah.
Because we didn't advertise it as well as we wanted to because we were so down to the wire.
Yeah.
And stressed, not just with the episode, but also with Christmas preparations in general.
Yeah, but we definitely said the night before, so like that's why we strongly recommend that you keep an eye on our community tab and like Twitter and all that kind of stuff, because that's where that's
gonna be.
That's where that's gonna be.
God, I'm just remembering half of this shit. Like,
stressing yourself out, like, oh, past Izzy.
Because, like, goddamn, like, the little, like, dots and flowers here, like, they go over top of, like, this green line, but they go underneath the missed call and underneath, like, the call button.
I hate that. Oh, my God, you're right. I hate it. What the fuck?
And then there's, like, the flower that's attached to the header. That, like, they need to go behind this part, but in front of this lower part of the flower. There were a lot of days of me just staring at this, like, okay, how do I figure out what order do these go in? Do I need to split these into different tracks so that they can overlap in the correct way?
You're at the point of Nutter Butter's not even funny. Like, why am I going to all this effort?
But by that point, he's in too deep, and it's like a matter of pride. Like, this won't beat me.
It will not. And let's see, this is just a composition of just like her finger animations. And yeah, had to recreate like the kind of slight glare on her phone. Which overall, that part was pretty simple, thank God. And recreating, each of these bits of animation is itself a composition of a couple layers, because I needed to get her finger and also the shadow from her finger needed to be wholly separate from everything else.
So once again, roughly how long would you say this took you, and how long is it in the episode?
This took me, like, I don't know, I feel like weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say like at least 2 weeks. Because it's a lot.
It was a whole heckin' time. Also, if you noticed, when some of these things overlap, like the dots and stuff, they change color slightly.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, that's infuriating.
I hate that so much. And the Nutter Butter scrolling past the yellow part of the fucking...
Then I had to time the animation of the scrolling so that like it was kind of in line with the finger, making sure those.
Yeah, because it's gotta like slow down to a point.
Yeah, like I didn't want it to stop completely. I just kind of wanted it to slow down and then have her hit it again.
The way that scrolling works.
Yeah.
See, how long is it?
Let's see here. That is slightly over 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Weeks of work for a 2-second joke.
In a 32-minute episode.
Still not the hardest thing.
Yep. This is why when the new episode is banned from chat, because Izzy's working so hard at stupid shit like this. For 2-second jokes.
I'm very glad that I love doing this.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't, this would be torture.
Yeah.
But I just feel such a sense of fulfillment from thinking of something dumb and being like, wait, no, I can puzzle this out. This is doable.
Yeah. Sometimes during the scripting process, we have to stop you. There's certain things where it's like, no.
Izzy.
But no, I'm sure this is possible. It can be done. It'll be so good. You have no idea.
We literally just had a debate about this very kind of problem in the last scripting session.
Yep.
Yesterday we were literally like, Izzy, no, I can do it, guys.
We're like, it's not whether you can do it or not. It's whether you need to put in all of that extra effort for something. Like, you can, it'll be fine.
Yes, I do.
It'll be fine to just leave it.
No.
It's fine. You've gotten better. There's more of a balance, and you back down a lot more than you used to. But we still gotta fight you.
I try.
I know.
I try.
He needs his fix. His stupid, terrible, ruins his life editing fix.
Yeah, I feel like every episode we kind of... There's certain jokes that we'll love so much that we're like, alright, boy, if you want to go off and attempt to do it, fucking go on.
Forest Folk.
Yeah.
We were 100% like, we can't do that joke.
Yep.
And it was just too funny. We kept coming back to just like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. We've like tried to get rid of it from the script like 5 times, and we just keep laughing. How could we do this? And every episode has at least one joke. At least one joke that's like that.
Yeah. Tucker White, the amount of Maha that I've outsourced, fuck. Like, I'm doing my best to get it done so quickly.
It's very efficient.
He needs his nutter buddy.
Fucking what?
Finally picked up. Oh,
That's
thank
also really
goodness,
fun
I
in
missed you so much.
scripting
Things
when
are
we're
so
like,
bad.
we're not in the game anymore. We can swear.
And Leafa will absolutely swear.
Yep.
Kitty guy, I don't even know where to begin.
Oh, this cutie?
Oh, wow. Really?
Poor baby boy.
Oh, no. Why don't you just slow down, take a deep breath, and pour that tea?
Okay.
Okay. Stop.
I know, right?
Yeah, that helps. You were right, Sugar. Cashmere's totally up to something.
Holy shit, really?
You just wanted to get rid of me again, huh?
Just this moment of like the thing that Leafa told him to do, like spur of the moment just to get rid of him, is actually uncovering a conspiracy.
Yep. And it's so sad that he's like, he just wanted to get rid of me, huh?
Like,
Because he
Spencer-
likes her so much.
Spencer nailed the delivery.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much sadness in that realization.
Yep.
You just wanted to get rid of me again, huh?
I think we should just focus on the super good job that you did, and not whatever I may or may not have done.
Well, in any case, you were right on the money. When I was tailing Cashmere and his goons, they wandered into the
sewer. Spencer could sound so adorable.
He's the worst, and yet.
It's an enigma.
He's a fucking enigma.
Entrance. They must have been
Acting.
really trying to keep things hush-hush because they all put on invisibility cloaks before heading in.
Aw, it's like Harry Potter! I love it! Da, 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 da,
Right?
I can't.
Childlike wonder.
Come on,
Casimir
Nagata. You
groaning.
know better than anyone that just because they don't want to be seen doesn't mean they're up to anything shameful. Well, anything illegal.
I don't think those guys were there for sewer handies, Princess. I followed them in under cover of invisibility, and they were meeting with some salamanders.
You incompetent hillbillies! How hard is it to kill one?
Let me check that out. Oh, yeah.
When we wrote the invisibility cloak thing, didn't we just have it as like fucking, oh, and they put on invisibility cloaks, and then I think we all just kind of went, it's just like Harry Potter. Ba 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 ba. They were like, put it in. Make them do it.
Like, it was just such a natural thing of all of us just looking at each other and just spontaneously bursting out into song.
Yeah.
I'm also very excited for this bit coming up because this scene in the sewer with this scene in the sewer with our sweet boy is like maybe the first or second joke we wrote for this character. So we've just been sitting on this payoff for years.
Ah, that's why I did this. Okay, so all of these like randomly sized like chunks in the middle.
Is it rain?
It's the rain appearing on the window.
Come on, Nagata. You know better than anyone that just
every
because
once in a while
they
more
don't want to
spots
be
of rain
seen
will
doesn't
appear on
mean
the
they're
window,
up to
and I
anything
wanted to make sure
shameful.
those didn't
Well,
loop.
Oh.
Fucking continuity.
God damn.
So if I did that right, it should look fairly natural.
Mustang, thank you for hiking resubscribing, an absolute tweetie.
15th month stream.
Damn. What a boy.
Also, yeah, in case you didn't notice, apparently those two salamanders, the one who felt kind of weird about his friend, like, I don't think we should hang out anymore.
Yep.
They apparently, made up, because that's the two of them back in the drains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, Spencer.
Spencer and Aaron.
And Aaron.
Heckin'.
Salamanders are fucking Project Mouthwash.
It's true. I'm very glad that this didn't turn out to be a problem, because, like, her mouth is reflected and there's like rain going, but the raindrops never really like become an issue with her mouth.
That's good.
Ooh, really thread the needle.
Yeah,
this is stuff like when we're writing that we're like, it'll be fine, and then as soon as you get into editing, you're like, fuck, god fucking damn it. Like I showed you, I'm really struggling with some Eraserhead shit right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really difficult. I'll find a way, and we'll get it, but it's just... It's panning shots, and his scarf is constantly moving.
That
and
stuff.
It doesn't loop in any consistent kind of way, and it goes in front of his mouth, and it's a lot. It is a lot. And
that's the problem when you have really good animation.
Yup.
I do not envy the people who've decided, like we at one point considered, doing like Warner Brothers animation.
Nope.
I do kind of. I'm still curious what would have happened if Izzy and I had continued with our plans for that Young Justice Abridged.
That would have been good.
I'm still. I stand by the haunted tank joke.
Hell yeah.
That's still one of my favorite gags we ever came up with.
Yeah.
They're so weird and good.
I followed them in under cover of invisibility, and they were meeting with some salamanders.
You incompetent hillbillies! How hard is it to kill one princess, huh?
Look, boss, there wasn't nothing we could do.
Not
She
a lot
had
of
to
flaps
spring
in
a
this
feather,
section.
even the general turned tail.
Them folks be slipperier than butter on a biscuit, I tell you what.
What the blazes are you even... Never mind. As it turns out, it seems we won't be needing her head after all. I have it on good authority that the Queen herself is signing a treaty in Butterfly Valley as we speak. Tell your king if they hurry. They can even hunt a few catsy if they wish.
Well, geez, I really wish you told us that before we done sent like 30 guys after them. They're on their trail right now. Oh, looks like they're checking in. Hey, Ramrod, what's the sitch, my brother?
Stupid things
Just about to follow them
into
into
solid
town, sir.
ringtone.
Get this! Squeaker's wife just had the babies! Nobody tell him yet. We're gonna surprise him after the mission.
All of this stuff was also just like, we came up with the Squeaker stuff, and then later we just really wanted to emphasize how much the salamanders loved Squeaker.
Right?
And just... Oh,
like based on like Leafa's description, Kirito thinks they're heartless monsters, but they are like the softest teddy bears who just love their Squeaker boy.
And I'm not sure if people caught it with the sound. For those who don't realize, our version of the story of why Reckon was discovered. The nerve gear acting up again. There's like the little weird sound.
Yeah.
The static.
Yeah. The static sound.
We set that up with the, it just randomly pulses the nerve center. So this one, it was a smaller blip, but it was still, that was our idea of...
Enough of a blip, yeah.
Yeah, we set that up, and then at this moment where he has to be quiet, just...
Yep.
Especially because in the original, it looks like he trips, like, for no reason. Like, he's standing still... and then just flies forward.
And it's like, what the fuck, dude?
Like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one of our payoffs for that setup was the idea of this really inconvenient timing for it to just freak out on his brain.
Oh yeah, wanted to have something that was kind of reminiscent of the Metal Gear Solid call screen.
Yeah.
So I used that hologram effect again to kind of tint it green and give it little scan lines.
Oh, nice!
And
I didn't think of that.
And added a little basic 3D effect, so it looked more like a 3D window that was hovering in front of him at like an angle.
Nice.
And then it turns when he does. There we go.
Heck yeah.
Is someone there?
I just need you to know.
Oh, it's one of my favorite jokes.
That's probably my favorite line Aaron has in the series so far.
Yep. Oh, talented
right there
boy.
with here, ye.
Yeah.
Is someone there?
Oh.
Heckin', if this thing would stop. Come on, be faster.
Say you put a lot of stuff into this too.
Yeah, like aside from just like the call screen still being there. In the original, he just looks forward and raises it as if he knows where Reckon is. But like, it's like, I want to really sell the joke. I want to make sure people understand that he's legitimately asking if someone's there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went through in Photoshop.
Which
and,
implies Reckon answered in the affirmative.
Uh-huh. Oh, Reckon.
So went through, and as he's raising his crossbow, edited his eyes to move back and forth.
Nice.
So he's like trying to get a bead on them.
Yeah, the random guy from the hospital was Aaron.
Yeah, the security guard when Kirito rides by his bike. Yee.
Yep.
Good boy.
I just need you to know, I fought bravely.
Well, explain that one. Yeah, just.
So, as you may have perhaps guessed, in the original, he was not covered in mayo. And there was like one arrow in his back, I think. Like, I think the arrow in his back is the only real one. I needed this to be far more disrespectful.
Because he says, I fought bravely. And we were like, what is the fucking most disrespectful way that they could have just fucked up Reckon and left him?
And frankly, this is actually kind of like subdued compared to the image I had. I was picturing way more mayo and arrows.
Yeah.
God, didn't want to overdo it.
Yeah.
But God, I just have the image because it's a crossbow of him just firing it into his ass. He's already in the ground, and then taking like 15 seconds to reload it, firing another one into his ass.
And then pulling out the jar of mayo to just be like, oh, let's throw a couple globs on there just for the disrespect.
Yeah.
Just to assert dominance.
Oh my God.
I honestly forgot about the mayo thing. We could never. It's the salamander's fucking calling card.
All caps, I didn't notice the mayo.
You're welcome.
God, I guess that's the question. Is that a salamander thing or a Keith thing?
A good question. It might be a Keith thing.
Is Keith the weird one?
Well, none of the salamanders stop him, but we also don't know if any of the other salamanders also do it.
No, we do.
Yeah?
Remember? There's the whole thing. Kirito eats a bunch of salamanders and then makes the joke.
You're
Why
right.
do I taste mayo?
It's a salamander thing.
Right, yeah.
We did it.
Right.
We forget the things we write.
Stuff slips past us every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's how it do.
But yeah, this was mostly just a lot of like just photoshopping and motion tracking the additional elements onto it so that it adheres to the camera pulling out like that.
Hell yeah.
I Fought Bravely was one of those jokes that we just had from the start of writing this season.
I feel like even before I watched it, y'all knew you wanted to have this joke. Because I wasn't a writer.
I fought bravely.
Because I wasn't a writer until we started the season, and then we just binged all of it. So you guys had obviously seen it before, so you had like one or two things you were like, we want to do these things, and that was one of them. And I remember we got to the episode, and you were like, that shot right there, that's the one. That's I Fought Bravely. Like,
yes, yes.
And when we get to Eugene, that's actually one thing I want to talk about is the idea we had a really strong idea for Eugene that we didn't do. We went in a totally different direction.
Yeah. I'm gonna pee real quick just while y'all go through the rest of it.
Okay, so what's the problem? I don't know what they're up to, but it sounds like they're gonna get off my dick. Seems like a win-win.
But they're gonna ruin the treaty and pillage our lands.
Still sounding like a lot of not my problem, Nagata. I'm the princess. I'll bounce back. Ooh, maybe I'll start my own country. And all the guys will have to wear thongs. Except the fat ones. No fatties in Lethal Land.
What I can't figure out is how they even found out about the signing in the first place. That was top secret info. Man, I do not envy whoever spilled those beans. Queen
Had some fun
Saki's
playing
gonna want their
around
head
with this
on a
one.
pike.
I like to mix it up and do different stuff whenever people flash back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Keep
like
it visually interesting.
This one was just like had like a little vignette effect for like that white bit around the edges, make it seem more dreamlike.
Oh, Inky, it should be no body shaming, comma, Leafa. Otherwise, you're making it sound like we're body shaming Leafa.
Grammar is important.
Yeah. Commas change the sentence.
So it had the little white vignette effect combined with this fractal background. It's a good. That's another like red giant effect. That's very useful. Just all of these little kind of swirling patterns I can mess with. Made it added a little like kind of a blue tint to it.
Do not envy whoever spilled those beans. Queen Saki is gonna want their head on a pike.
Looks great.
We gotta go.
Very happy with that like dramatic turn after the lightning. It's like, oh, that works so well. Show handed me that one.
It was great to like have that rough cut into the run, because we originally were writing the scene and we're like, okay, what should we have in the village? Blah 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 blah. Because we were originally going to use that scene where they're just like hanging out, chatting in town, and it was just like, this episode's already so long. Can we keep it moving? Can we just have it to like Kirito like basically blacked out and he just wakes up as they're leaving the village?
Yeah. God, we were planning to do like some stuff with the village, like setting up Candy King Tavern, and it just ends up being like background stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we had in mind for Candy King Tavern that we just said, fuck it, it's not funny enough to drag the episode down as much as it would.
We gotta go! I messed up real bad.
Whoa, what's going on? Where did I go just now? Am I running? Why do I taste mayo? Yeah, these are the kinds of shots that really suck to try and lip sync.
Walk me through it.
Because, as you can see, like he's from the side. You can see like his mouth and jaw opening, and there's a scrolling background. So if I were to copy like his open lip flap from one point in the shot and then paste it, you would be able to see that the background, like where his mouth is open, is different because he has since moved forward.
Yep.
So a lot of trying to get very tight masks, or just in some cases you can see like a couple of these have been grayed out. I will like lip flap these things as best I can, but I will deactivate them if the lip flap is already like, I need him to have an open lip flap, but he already has an open lip flap in the shot. So I'll just keep it there for reference, but I'll turn it off because if I don't need to change it, then it'll look much better.
How long do you think you spent on that shot?
I do not remember. So yeah, like some of these masks, like thankfully it's a pretty like kind of abstract background. So
yeah.
Even though that mask is pretty wide, it's not super noticeable. Thank God. There's some, like, I think it's most noticeable whenever the lip flaps kind of stay the same, like 2 frames in a row. Like you'll see here, goes to his open lip flap and then stays on it for a frame.
Right.
So you can,
wow, that is super tiny.
So you can see 2 different versions of the background that don't quite line up.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a very tiny detail. But I bet it still gnaws at you.
Sometimes.
Crazy bastard.
What's that? What part are we at, boys?
Oh, he's just talking about the lip flaps with this moving background.
Oh my God! Oh, with the jaw. Oh God.
Yeah, some of the masks I was able to get away with it. Some of them, like if you really looked at it, you can kind of tell.
Yeah, some of them you just kind of hope people don't squint too hard.
Sometimes you just gotta.
Yeah, like you gotta figure out like what shortcuts you can take, because like. Yes, it is theoretically possible that someone will see that and clock it as a mistake. But you have to think like, okay, what percentage do those people make up?
Yeah.
Like, is it going to be like 0.1%? then it's probable that your time is better served elsewhere.
Yeah.
Not naming names,
and is
but
it going to be even that much on the first go?
One leaked information about the peace treaty, so now the Salamander army is on their way to attack it.
Didn't you do that?
I said we're not naming names. Gosh, what part of this do you not understand?
I remember really struggling scripting-wise with, like, all of this stuff, because this was definitely where all of our lore shit came in. This was so, like, okay, it's nothing like the canon right now, and we need to remember, like, who knows what and why they're doing all this stuff. And it was just such a fucking okay.
And also saying this small amount of time because we only got this quick shot on the bridge.
Exactly. And it was just this whole thing of like, okay, so what is the Sylph Catsy meeting about? What does Leafa think it's about? What does Kirito think it's about? Why would they be going there? It's so much shit.
And then once you got that all mapped out, I was like, all right.
Okay.
What do we have to say here? What can we just say later?
Exactly.
There's so many layers to all of this stuff as it comes to a head.
And
part of this do you not understand?
Like, to have our stuff. Like, we were so like, no, this lore works and it definitely makes sense, but we need to convey it making sense.
And make it natural.
Exactly. Oh,
we spend way too much time on the scripts trying to make them not sound like we spend a lot of time. It's casual, it's just real people talking.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always come across that way. There are some scenes where it's like, yeah, that's kind of clunky, but you know what you can do.
Yeah, we'll work on the dialogue a little bit more, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, anywho.
Fucking yeah, D20 Odyssey. Like that's kind of what I'm counting on for most of the audience.
What's up? Izzy might hate this, but outside of them not syncing with the dialogue, I don't pay too much attention to the lip flaps, so I wouldn't have noticed them. Yeah, we all kind of count on that. Honestly, it's one of those things about our jobs, and especially for shit that you do. If it doesn't look like it's wrong, it's not noticeable. But if it's wrong, it stands the fuck out, and it's like, God damn it.
Yeah,
you gotta figure out where that line is of like, okay, this is acceptable. This is very likely to go unnoticed by the vast majority of the audience.
I mean, it's a thing they always say about film editing is you don't know it's bad editing until it happens. Like you don't notice good editing, but bad editing really makes you go, oh God.
Yep. That's how we do.
Yeah. A lot, actually. Like, weren't we just headed to some Christmas village? I was kind of curious to see it.
At the front.
Oh yeah.
It's still moving in the background, so you can't like loop it or have a lot of it.
Exactly, yeah. So we had to make sure that the dialogue fit into the shot as is.
This is probably the scene I'm thinking of when we were like quickly timing the shots.
It's gotta be snappy.
How long is that shot? Blah 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 blah. Okay, let's test out this dialogue. Does that work in this span of time?
Yep. And then remembering it when directing like Lennon and Izzy for their lines, being like, okay, you gotta be pretty fucking snappy about this, but not too fast so that people can't understand what you're saying. But you gotta be snappy.
Yeah.
Like, you go.
Let's see. Like, weren't we just headed to some Christmas village? I was kind of curious to see it.
Oh, you saw it all right. You're definitely not allowed.
Yeah, it was very basic, if any, lip flaps. It's like an open lip flap here and there.
Yeah.
Just to get the point across.
You're definitely not allowed back.
Go into this.
Alright, back to After Effects we go!
Whee!
Oh.
So, yeah, the city was not on fire in the original, as you may have guessed.
Of course.
So, yeah, a couple different layers to this one.
Real quick, Evil City said, do you already have the story for future episodes roughly? At the beginning of the season, like we said, y'all had like one or two like ideas that you wanted before
we have a very
started
general
scripting.
shape.
Yeah, like a general shape of stuff that you wanted to do, and like arcs that you wanted people to go on, things you wanted people to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just we kind of tackle each episode as it comes, but making sure to hit those really important beats that y'all set out really early on.
Yeah.
It starts off very, amorphous, and as the season goes on, certain elements are sort of solidified. We're like, all right, we had a couple ideas. This is the idea for this. And sometimes this is the idea we have from stage 1, and we have it to stage. We don't have any other ideas. This is the idea. But sometimes we have a couple ideas, and we're like, oh, maybe this, maybe that.
Yeah.
And then there just comes a point of, okay, we have to say something this episode that establishes this thing 3 episodes from now. Decide time. What works best for that episode?
Yeah.
So, it's not a full-on, like, proper writing a show where they would just write the full episode and the full seasons. You know, it's very much a rough idea, trying to form it as naturally as possible. Is that what I think it is?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So for our patrons and people who are part of our Discord, if you go to the SAO spoilers part in our Discord, the lovely Diamond Clan Chris has done a little pixel art of Squeaker.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Oh.
It's so good.
Oh, Super Reflective tipped us $10 Canadian.
Oh.
Gonna donate because I'm rather curious. Couldn't you have isolated a rectangle of background and have it go at the go at the same speed as the rest of the background, so you'd already have something behind the lip flaps, or would that have taken even more time?
So isolated a rectangle of background to go at the same speed as the rest of the background. Hard to say. I guess I would have to try it out. But it's possible.
He's very crying, by the way. Squeaker's crying in that image?
How dare you?
Of
Here I go,
course.
going back to look.
Anyway, so this effect here.
Oh my god, they are! I just thought he had big blue eyes.
Oh no, he has little white eyes and those are tears underneath them. I thought those were the blue eyes too.
Oh no!
He's a crying, sad ghost.
Poor Squeaker!
Squeaker!
Anyway.
Oh, anyway.
Alright, so yeah, this one has a couple different layers to it. I knew I wanted to have the city on fire as if Kirito just rampaged through it.
Of course.
So I had to go through it. Okay, what's going to be required for that? Okay, so at at most basic level, needed to have a mask of the front walls of the city that I could then put the fire behind. Let's see here. Yeah, you can kind of see that. Like, it's super rough. It just really needs to cover the bottom of the fire. Put that behind there, and then overlaying that, just some solid red layers that I put some masks on and messed with the blending mode. Just basically affects the way colors look when overlaid over top of each other. Each type of blending mode works differently depending on like the brightness or like the amount of whites and blacks in a given shot. It can basically, a lot of it helps things combine in a more natural way. So I did that, just made it look like the city had this like really prominent orange glow over everything. And then needed to, since the shot moves, I needed to motion track the city. To have it move along with that.
Right.
Most difficult thing about this one, I realized, was that the light would interact with the stalactites in like the extreme foreground. Because like if I put this gigantic red glow on everything, that glow would overlap with the stalactites, and we're seeing the back of them from really far away.
Yeah, they wouldn't be affected.
So that wouldn't make much sense. So I had to go into Photoshop and just trace along all of these weirdly intricate stalactites to make a mask that I then overlaid over top of it and motion tracked, so that you'd have like the original, you'd have all the glowy fire and stuff, and then over top of all of that would be the stalactites, so that would be the thing over top of everything and wouldn't be affected by the lighting. that took a little bit. Also, the stalactites are spaced out, depth-wise, so they are parallaxing, meaning they are moving from left to right at different rates. So I had to motion track them as like two separate kind of layers of stalactites, which worked out pretty well. I'm not 100% satisfied with it, because like if you really look closely, there's like since the stalactites were blurred in the first place, there's a lot of color bleed with the background. They look kind of blue.
Gotcha.
So not 100% on them, but they are pretty far back. So hopefully it's not super noticeable. And you can kind of tell over here on the far left, this is one that I did not make a mask for. So this is what all of these stalactites would have looked like if I didn't make a mask for it. You can see that the red glow is coloring it a bit. Mm-hmm. Whereas these ones have their more blue-green original color.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can kind of... Yeah, this is basically what it had to do.
Ah.
Huh.
Just had to cut them out. It's not always super precise, but hopefully got the job done. And then, oh yeah, and I also copied the fire and like put a bunch of blurring and stuff on it so that it reflected in the water.
God damn.
It's
so much for such a small kind of thing.
And it looks so deceptively simple as a shot.
Yeah, and it sounds simple when we talk about it. Like, literally, this would be in scripting where you just go, and then the city's on fire. And we'd be like, oh, yeah, it'd be really funny if the city's on fire. And we move the fuck on. And then you have to work on this for forever because you don't tell us how fucking difficult it'll actually be. You're like, no.
That's for future Izzy to deal with.
Exactly.
Because I love when it's difficult. Makes me feel alive.
God fucking damn you to help.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I just threw some directional blur on it. So that it kind of looked like it was just dancing along the water.
Looks great.
Yep. See, Samsoni's like, for what it's worth, I super didn't notice. Because it's edited well. That's what we've been talking about, bitch.
It's like a lot of these things, like when you're taking a shortcut, you kind of have to guess sometimes. Like, is this the right spot to take a shortcut? Like, will anyone notice? Mm-hmm. So yeah, it feels... Oh, I just straight up cut that stalactite. The shot was long enough that I just started the animation later on. So the stalactite on the far left that isn't masked, I just didn't even use.
Oh, damn. Hell yeah. Nice. Well done.
Whew.
All right, let's keep going.
So, given that anyone with half a brain could have seen this coming a mile off, I assume you've thought of a way to dig yourself out of this mess?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So,
buckle up.
Kirito here, not a big deal. Just basic tracking on his mouth.
Yeah, because his jaw isn't moving like we were talking about, and it's like right in the center of his face, so it's pretty easy to mask. But fucking
Leafa, on the other hand, not only is she talking in profile in front of a moving background, Kirito's fucking coat is flapping in the goddamn breeze
against the moving sky. Her head moves. Oh, fuck this. I can't even look at it.
So, like, yeah, there's
a background, midground, foreground situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there's like a moment here where like a little bit of cloud goes by. You can kind of see the color of Kirito's jacket in her mouth change a little bit.
Did you paint that in there? Or no?
No.
Oh, my God. I'm allowed to eat this apple. Oh.
So, yeah, I was basically just combing through this, trying to find where, like, the proper lip flap overlapped closely enough with the position of Kirito's coat and trying my best to get it to work. But as you can see, that didn't always work out, and I had to fudge it. Like, see here? Like, this is fine, and then it goes there.
Ah.
The hem of his coat kind of jumps a bit.
I see.
There's some shit like that where it's like, that's just gonna have to do.
Yep. Again, sidebar, did we read out Super Reflective's donation 9 minutes ago?
Oh, I don't think, I'm not sure if we did.
Heck.
We might have. Let's just scroll down just to check.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah.
Okay,
Isolated
cool.
rectangle.
Yeah, it was a rectangle one. Cool. Just double checking.
Again, thanks for the $10.
Yeah,
and also,
thank you so
I saw
much.
Crazy Fox subscribe for their 53rd month.
Oh
Holy
my god!
shit, you are crazy.
And then they gave out a bunch
Crazy
of gift
bitch.
subs.
God damn it, Crazy Fox, you wild bitch.
What does the mask look like for this?
Oh.
Right, yeah, oh yeah, there's some other weirdness right around her throat.
Oh.
Because, of course, her entire jaw moves, and also her and Kirito are bobbing through the air asynchronously. So there are little spots here and there where I couldn't quite cover it, because they were in slightly different positions overall.
You may remember there was a point on Twitter where Izzy was just outright saying, "Damn you, show in your flying scenes!"
Yeah.
Stop making them talk while they fly!
I figured we'd get there early, warn my mom and the Catsy about the attack, and we lay an ambush for them long before those frat boys ever get there!
They're already
It's just a little mouth right in the center of the face. The jaw's not moving. It's fine. You can mask
Already
that
there.
shit. You can track it. No. It's pretty fucking easy. And you're like, thank God.
Yeah. I don't
I love Yui's comment. Just the delivery there. Right?
Already there.
Exactly! No! What?
I don't know if I've ever tried to like move someone's eyes when they themselves are moving.
Yeah. I'm cool with that.
Same way I usually do, and then I just motion tracked like a big chunk of the face.
Nice.
What's up with the clown horn sound? What?
Boys ever get there?
They're already there.
Exactly! No! What?
Oh, I think they're just hearing part of the music.
Oh, okay.
Heckin'. Also, because I was reusing this shot from the previous bit here, and Yui only comes out of the pocket at the very end. So there is no footage of her just sitting there in the pocket.
Yep.
I had to freeze frame the last frame of this and just motion track it onto the coat. So if you'll notice, the pocket's not flapping in the breeze like it is here.
Oh, yeah.
It's just static.
His fucking collar's going, but his pocket's fine. Yui's holding it. It's fine.
Exactly!
Don't worry about it.
No!
It's fine.
What?
It's fine.
Oh no! Your carefully laid plans brought to ruin by the cruel hand of time.
Oh,
Well, what do you?
yeah.
Oh god. Fucking more of this bullshit.
Same angle.
There you go. And look at all those little bits of clouds going in front of her. Oh, it's great.
It was such a... I played around with like the animation for this so long, figure out like what part of the shot would be best to
Well,
use.
what do you suggest we do, smartass?
I mean, it's a peace conference. Why don't we try to make peace? Let's just talk to them.
Also,
right.
thank you for resubscribing. Like 55 months. Jesus
Oh,
Christ,
damn.
you wild bitch.
Thank you. Also, this is an effect shot. Because that's a total background replacement.
Go on. Also, yes, Hydrosama, smart ash, because they can't say ass.
Boop.
Profanity filter.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a shot from like when they're first leaving Sylvain, where they're flying toward the mountains. But obviously, we know they've passed the mountains by this point. But I was running really low on shot, so I was desperate for anything. So I'm like, okay, I've got that shot of them flying into the distance, and I've also got, let me see here, this shot where you can kind of see where they're flying to, but I've already used that, and I don't want to use it again.
Yeah.
So I just chopped this out with a mask and motion tracked it to the background with like a little bit of blur in between.
Damn.
And it seemed to blend just fine.
Yeah, it looks great.
It looks perfect, yeah.
Like it doesn't look like the perspective's weird.
Why don't we
or
try to make
anything.
peace? Let's just talk to them.
Easy.
I
Fucking
guess that might
wizard.
work.
I'm tired of you.
Except...
Except what?
So, like, remember when I told you this is an RP server?
Yeah,
The
so what?
moving hair must have been
Oh
annoying.
no.
They'll never listen.
The hair?
It doesn't go in front of their mouths, so it's fine.
Yeah, that was really fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was staying pretty much.
Yeah.
Staying in its lane.
Yeah, so what?
So usually stuff like that.
They'll never listen to you otherwise.
No, I refuse to engage. You cannot make me.
It's your call, bro. Sidebar, how long does it take for Stockholm Syndrome to set in?
All of this is motion tracked, but that's pretty simple. And here this is like the thing that, this was the hardest to let go of.
Yeah.
This one. The things we do for love. That was one of those that's just gonna have to, that's gonna be good. It's gonna have to be good enough.
It looked fine.
Yeah, what's the problem?
It's really fun.
Look at his chin.
Okay.
The things we do for love.
I see. You gotta really look for it, boy.
Yeah, I showed that to Hayden, and like they said, like, yeah, if I'm not looking for it, I'm looking more like kind of like at his eyes. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, maybe this will be okay. The things we do for
I was
love.
not that far off. I was looking at the collar. I was waiting for some weird like problem with the looping of the clothing flapping. So in that area, but not the right spot. The chin, my eye is not drawn there at all.
100%.
Thank God.
So you never noticed it, yeah.
Because like if Hayden said like, oh yeah, that's super noticeable, my next step was like, okay, so I'm rotoscoping Kirito and putting it in your sky is what's happening.
No.
I'm very glad it didn't come to that.
Uh-huh.
They've got us romantic. What should we do? That's
Never fear, you upsetting child. We need only keep a cool
Chase is
head
so
and
fucking
open
fantastic.
dialogue.
It's not okay.
It's so good.
And we had a really good actor originally set for Sakuya.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't quite
fear,
what we had written. It was like, it's not quite what we were imagining.
Okay.
So we had to do this recasting, and I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that we did.
So I feel like we can say like who it was because he's gonna be in it. He's our friend.
Okay, I
So,
didn't want to make it sound insulting. That it was like, oh, we
no,
replaced them.
It is not insulting at all because like what do you call it? Eric VA is wonderful, a very good friend, and he asked us forever ago because he really wanted to be a part of SAOA.
And we wanted him to be a part of it.
And we wanted him to because he's so talented. And he was like, when you guys like get there, could I maybe audition for Eugene? This was fucking years ago, and we were like, I don't think you can be Eugene, but we might ask you to be somebody else. So we asked him to be Sakuya, and he recorded it. It was excellent. It was so good, but it was just very different than the vibe that we eventually ended up wanting. And like, dude, my favorite part was just when he switched from Sakuya to Brian, because he just had this like low fucking southern like definite fucking dude voice, and I was just like, oh my god, Eric, like holy shit. He nailed that so much, and he's unbelievably talented. But sometimes it happens, man. You get an idea in your head and people record for it, and it all sounds great, and then you get to the editing and it's not the vibe.
Yeah, it wasn't quite working.
It wasn't quite working.
If it can happen to A-listers, like,
yeah.
Because like there's fucking Ron Howard movie, Backdraft. There's audition footage out there of Robert Downey Jr. and Brad Pitt missing out on the lead in that, and you see the audition, and you're like, wait, Brad Pitt and Robert Downey Jr. What the? And then you see the tape, and you're like, yeah, there's something kind of off.
Yeah.
They're not. It's not quite working. Something about it's not clicking.
Yeah.
So it's like you hear that and you think, what? How did they not? And then you see it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's how it works. Just really talented people aren't right for the particular role.
Exactly.
So if it happens at that level,
like you're saying, it's nothing to do with their talent. Like Eric is so ridiculously talented. He's an excellent actor, and we'll definitely have him at SAOA at some point as someone. But yeah, he just didn't quite fit Sakuya. Like, I remember I actually showed this episode to Eric, and I was like, I'm sorry that you couldn't be Sakuya. And he was like, it's fine, I'm just gonna go into it hating whomever plays Sakuya. Like, just joking, because Eric's a sweet boy. Yeah. He could never. Fucking, and he watched it, and he was like, I'm not even mad. Like, Chase did such a good job. I'm not even upset. I get exactly why you guys did what you did. And I was like, cool.
What a good boy.
Yeah.
So we're coming up on it. I will say, before we get to Eugene, not the motivation for this, but we did have the joke of Sakia always being voiced by a dude, because that was originally just the idea of, simply enough, wanted to be funny, the bustiest, female avatar is the one with like a deep dude voice. Mm-hmm. And that was like the initial idea for Sakia.
Yeah.
But when we get to Eugene, I want to talk about what was, until we actually started writing this season, the ideas and the various jokes Izzy and I were playing with for our original concept for Eugene.
Hell yeah.
Never fear, you upsetting child. We need only keep a cool head and open a dialogue.
Fucking Chase.
Leave! Go away!
What a queen.
No!
Blast! Well, what are you waiting for? One of you go kill them!
Okay.
I think that's... I drew some lip flaps for that, because that's some rando.
Heck yeah. Who's voicing them?
That's Hayden.
Hell yeah, thought so.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure.
And this is the joke I was thinking about. Like, we wrote this and didn't think, how are we going to get it?
Uh-huh. I think this is one of the things you started editing while we were still gathering voices, because you were really excited about it.
Yeah. Fucking, yeah, I cut one of these guys out of a background and just did my best to make it look like they were flying. Like, I drew their wings on them, added some sparkles as they were flying, put like a little wave warp on their cape so it looked like it was flapping in the breeze. And I wish it wouldn't chug so much.
Yeah, because it's a lot. When it's exported, you see how smooth it is. Fucking CJ47, you right. Fucking Chase is too good, and then so much ham you'd think the pig was still alive. And he's fucking hamming it up like he's having a great time.
God. Yeah, there's a couple of layers on there, and then when they get far enough, added a little bit of overlay on. There we go.
There he is. The boy what took the shot.
Yeah, I got some footage of like a little flash from Footage Crate, and added a little glow and some blur to it.
Yeah, you have a lot of like special effect packages that you've like paid for and downloaded and like collected over the years.
Yeah, they help so much. They give you so many more options. There are a couple other of those little overlays from Footage Crate. And then, let me see here. It's a little blast of energy. What actually was that? Oh yeah, it was just like a... Yeah, I just made a little mask in like the rough shape of what I was looking for. Little bullet.
Nice.
And then... Boop, boop, boop. Added that same glow to it. And just kind of stretched it so it give it that kind of sense of like a laser shooting out.
Hell yeah.
It's very Death Star.
I get real quick because I want you to go over everything so that people like know stuff. But we are at 5:09 and we're only 14 minutes in.
Fuck.
Yup.
It's a lot of shit to go through. And then overlaid an explosion, some smoke, a little shockwave.
And then just make them go away.
Oh yes. This is probably the most time-consuming part of it, and you can barely see it.
Yeah?
Oh, their soul.
Oh my god, I forgot you did this!
I rotoscoped their soul. I might need it later. There's award stuff. You never know. It could come in handy.
God damn you to hell.
So small and so blurry.
I'm so fucking tired of your shit.
This is what gives me life.
I know he does.
Very well. We are willing to hear the terms of your surrender.
Fucking sound.
He will never learn how to land properly.
Hear ye! It is I, Kitty Toad, Viscount of the Spriggan Ziggurat.
That's all your name tag says, bruh.
I come before you today to speak on behalf...
Yeah, this is just a total background replacement to make it look like he's on the ground still.
Did you add in his wings or no?
I had to redraw his wings.
Thought so.
Because all the wings are fucking transparent. So cutting them out of their background is impossible.
Yeah, you did. I'm speaking, of course, of my adopted people. What's another race in this game?
The Undine?
The Undine, yes! They graciously took me in after my brethren were savagely massacred, apparently, and in their great wisdom, they have sent me with an offer to join the Sylph-Patsy Alliance. If your grace would have us, that is.
Ew, no! The Undine are thrown in with a Spriggan? I always knew there was something off about them. Breathe air or water, pick a side.
Had Kaduyu redraw that face for me.
So she was disgusted.
Yeah. Needed her to kind of furrow her eyebrows. No! No!
Kaduyu is so ridiculously talented.
Read the room.
But we're outside, dear.
And with that, a powerful alliance is made. So be warned, salamanders. If you attack this conference now, you will not just be facing the Sylphs and the Catsy. Nay! You will also have to answer to the full force of the Undine and the Spriggans to an obviously much lesser degree.
I've always loved that part. Just
and the Spriggans to an obviously much lesser degree.
Like he's still trying to sell it as a threat.
Yep.
He's like, I'm also contributing this. I can count as an army.
And the Spriggans.
He's like, I'm a proud Spriggan man. Like,
is that right?
All right.
So those bougie little lordlings are shacking up with the cats and the fish people?
And the Spriggans.
Yep. This is our first time working with Kat Bertano, right?
Yeah, I think this is the first time we recorded with her.
Uh-huh.
Very talented.
So the whole like lore and the connection with the couples, that was something that came about while writing the second or third episode of this season. We were kind of developing that. Going into this season, and for the years while we were working on season 1, Izzy and I, the idea we initially had for Eugene was with this one, because we didn't have with season 1, like, oh, they have the mirror, so everyone has to look like their outside, real life persona. This one we really wanted to play with. They don't have to have the voice match the look and play with that online logic.
Exactly.
So our original idea for Eugene was, wouldn't it be great if the most powerful player in this kid's game was a child? So it was going to be like I
remember.
I think it was even before the profanity filter was established in like the scripts, because I remember originally it was like a really foul-mouthed 6-year-old, and it was just Kirito like, if I win, I beat a small child. I'm not sure if I'm okay with this. This seems like a raw deal for me.
This is lose-lose. And then, like, Panty Smasher was going to be, like, their real-life big brother.
Because they were brothers in the original, and we were playing on that. We were just making it more comically, like, real-world brothers. And just the idea of, like, instead of resurrecting him, we had a joke of, like, after Eugene's beaten, he basically throws a tantrum. And, like, Panty Smasher was just like, oh, yeah, he's definitely coming to my room. He is punching my junk. He's going to be like that for, like, a day. I need to log out. There's just a whole thing of just imagining him throwing a tantrum and he's just punching his brother in the real world.
Yeah, I got to get out of here before he does serious damage. Got to go.
Right, that was a line. And Izzy and I had that whole, like, shtick worked out for, like, years. And it wasn't until, like, writing the season that, like, we were building the lore and, like, why did this happen? And
yeah.
So, on the one hand, I'm much happier with what we ultimately came up with.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm still sad we didn't have some iteration of, it's a kid's game. Here's an actual small child dominating the kids' game.
Yeah, because remember, a lot of the thoughts was like, okay, here's who they are in the real world and here's who they are in the game. They have all this stuff going on in the game, but the real world is bleeding into it somehow. What is the drama? Like, trying to fucking figure that shit out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Whole fucking time, man.
Kirito's fucking rage at, like, trying his hardest to not engage with their dumbass, like, role-playing that he doesn't care about, that doesn't help him save his wife in any way. And then after all that, finding out that, like, they're not even taking their role-playing seriously. It's just a bunch of personal bullshit.
And no, Eugene's screen name was never going to be Kirito. We always were going to keep Eugene. Of all the things we were changing, we wanted to keep Eugene because nothing was funnier to us than, like, the big badass of the game having the lamest screen name.
Yep.
Behold, the behemoth known as Eugene.
Yeah.
Wait, his name is Eugene?
It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Real quick, I think I wanted to mention, just because we're seeing Heckin Capitano for the first time. We discovered Capitano through auditions for Maha.
It's true.
Yeah, she's ridiculously talented and so sweet. And yeah, just because we saw the kind of range that she could do when she auditioned for a bunch of peeps through that, we were like, maybe give her a shot at Eugene, because I think she might do really, really well. And she auditioned and fucking nailed it. Like, she's so good. Look at her fucking go.
And just that weird thing of, okay, so you didn't get this thing you read for in Maha, but I remember I think didn't you, like, word the email to, like, oh, we're sorry you didn't get this, like, the first paragraph was like, we're sorry you didn't get a part in Maha, so it just sounds like it's just gonna be a bad time, and then it was like the sucker punch of, but we got this much bigger part over here.
Yeah, I wrote a lot of emails like that.
You really did.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
Hey, Katie.
I wrote an email like that for Spencer. I gave him a time frame to respond. I remember reading that on stream. Y'all know.
Savagery. Alright,
I
see if we
think
can
we'll
get through
take
this.
our chances. Forgive the cliche, but I give it a week before half of y'all just eats the other half.
How dare you! The katsu may be delicious, but they are a powerful and succulent ally.
Fucking Hime's eyes.
Right? It's like, Jesus Christ, you are insane. Why did you choose to make eating us part of your lore?
Granted, we may resemble the food chain more than an alliance, but that only speaks to the strength of our resolve. So before you do anything rash, Salamander, I just have one question for you. Did you guys eat the Spriggans? Is that what happened to us?
I like you, boy. You're a funny little thing.
That doesn't answer my question.
Very well. Why don't we skip
Please,
the
yes or no,
theatrics
real quick.
and settle this whole rigmarole one-on-one. Mano-y-mano. Dangle to dangle.
So, rather than leaving this in the hands of our clearly equivalent armies, you propose that we decide this with
Goddamn
just
cheeky
the
pirate.
two of us?
Wait, was this in Twitter?
God damn it,
Coffin
Chase.
Jockey tweets at us for our episode announcement. Thanks to Something Witty Entertainment for having me. I finally get to mention that I play another character than Nishiro the Fishfucker in SAOA. He's very proud.
There's no lie here.
There's no lie here.
Sure, why not? I want to wrap this thing up quick. The boys and I've got a baby shower to get to.
Sir, about that.
No, you can tell me the good news after I crush
out very
this
well for me.
insect. It'll make the victory all the sweeter.
Huh. Well, if you're gonna be such a gentleman about it, who am I to refuse?
You hear that, babe? I'm a gentleman.
Gentleman.
Wait, his name is Eugene?
Yeah!
Oh dear, he might be dead.
You.
What just happened?
We might be
Totally blocked that.
It's Eugene's special sword, Desu. It's very meowful. If you try and block it, it'll just pass right mew.
I remember scripting that shit where we'd be like, okay, so she's gonna say it's very powerful, and then one of us would be like, or meowerful, and it was like, oh god, write it down. Like, just fucking.
It was especially painful directing Red because it's like, all right, Desu. It should be said Des, but make sure you say it wrong. Like, it's not Sakuya, it's Sakuya.
Oh. Yeah.
But yeah,
it needed to be done.
Yeah.
It needed to be done for the comedy.
But basically, every line was, here is the actual normal line of dialogue.
No.
Now, how do we make this hurt?
Yeah.
And just go back word by word of like, what's painful? And I think we had one or two versions where we were like, can we change one or two of those words back to normal? Like, we had one or two lines where we were just like...
Yeah, it became just a cacophony of weird ooh, whatever. It
got into like Elmer Fudd territory at times.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sure there was a useful nugget of info in there somewhere, but could you just, like, not?
You Spriggans never learn. Always poking your big
like,
old nose.
99% of the soundtrack is stuff that, like, Izzy discovers during the editing process.
Yeah.
This particular bit of Bravely Default music was always going to be used for this fight.
Because, like, I've been so set on that for actual years. Because, number one, it's Bravely Default. It has such kick-ass music. And two, the name of this song is His Name Is.
Oh.
It's like, this is just fucking perfect.
It works.
Absolute genius.
It's very thematic and beautiful.
Also, this is a shot that going in I thought would be an enormous pain in the ass. Just because, like, there's, like, so much going on. They're jostling back and forth. There's a moving background. There's sparks. But thankfully, I realized, like, it goes on for a fair bit longer than I actually used. And the sparks only loop. Like, it's a pretty small loop. So I was able to find the correct lip flaps with the correct frame of the sparks over them for, like, all of these. And I just, like, placed them manually.
Well, fucking done, boy.
Spriggans never learn.
I'm ordering dinner because it's going to take a bit to get here. Should I get chicken tacos or chicken salad?
Oh.
Right? I've been eating like shit, so I want to eat a little healthier.
So then salad.
There is salad in the tacos, though. I could get grilled chicken and have, like, the lettuce and the tomato and everything in the tacos.
It sounds like you want the tacos.
I know, but I'm just pointing out that it sounds like they're way more unhealthy, but they're not. It's about equal.
You don't have to justify to us.
Just get the goddamn taco.
No, I'm getting salad.
Well, okay.
Always poking your big old noses into other people's business.
I hate myself for asking, but what is everyone's deal with Spriggans? What insipid lore did you come up with to hate us so fervently?
Oh, don't play dumb. You ain't pretty enough to pull it off. You expect...
I remember I was writing that and directing you, and I was like, it has to be so high-pitched and so offended. You have to be the most offended.
Like, how dare you? I am a hot bitch.
Yeah, dude, exactly.
Me to believe you don't know your sins when you carry his neck. Carry to crime!
Take a look at, what is, like, the sound effects for this look like right now, actually? So that's, like, Foley stuff for, like, clothing and armor. And then all this stuff is, like, for impacts, for, like, the swords hitting each other and such, and, like, blood and guts.
I'm getting grilled chicken.
And then there's, like,
go on.
Even more of just, like, sword swings and stuff to make it sound more whooshy and dramatic.
God.
Oh, so many sound effects.
And then there's, like, ambience and music.
Of course.
Yeah. And then you have to level all that.
Yup.
That's the worst fucking part. Because, like, you put all that in and be like, these are really, really good sounds, and then it's fucking peaking the fuck out, and you're like, okay, I guess I'll turn each thing down a tiny little bit, and it's still peaking the fuck out because you got so much going on, and you're like, come on, I want people to hear the really cool sound.
Right, well, it's gotta sound just so.
That's, wow! Yeah, I'm gonna eat a minute!
Just because of my leftovers, Or, actually, can you grab me a drink?
Yeah. Gotcha, boy.
Thank
What beverage
you.
do you wish for? Pepsi?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll try not to break it.
Yeah! Kirito? Alright, Spriggan. Enough of your game!
Oh, which part?
The quick
The
cut.
quick cutting between...
Oh, this?
Yes!
Yeah, made a very conscious decision to kind of cut out the end of this shot, which, like, for anyone who hasn't seen it in a while, this is, right after Kirito steals the sword and I cut away, there's this bit of animation.
Alright, Spriggan. Enough of your game!
With her, like, feeling up her ass and her boobs jiggling.
No.
Which, you know, didn't strike me as wholly necessary to the scene.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we missed some very important character development and plot right there.
Sugoi! He vanished like a
Plot and backstory. That's what that scene's all about.
That's what it's about.
Sugoi indeed, Princess Hime. His magic is most Josu.
Charlie.
So where to Tiamat, I will eat you!
You do. I'm so glad it worked out.
Okay, but like, why'd he explode though?
Because yeah, that was something we always made fun of in the actual episode of like, wait, what did Kirito do different than any other fight to cause that reaction?
Like, why is he exploding?
And we initially were like, okay, here's some reasons, blah blah blah, and we like pitched like our own in-game rules for it, and then finally we're just, fuck it, let's just make a joke of someone being confused. Because it's just a weird thing that happens for dramatic purposes.
Gomenasari has been a thing on the internet for forever.
Yeah.
We didn't take it from fucking like anyone specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the internet in general.
Yep.
Goodness, Majesty. Bringing me back to life? Why, that's unusually civil of you.
Don't thank me yet, Eugene. I only did it so you and your goons would leave us alone. You can wire me the 300 gold for the diamond.
Oh, couldn't loosen the purse strings a bit for a raised dad. Typical Sakuya.
We play D&D. I don't know if you guys know this.
It's subtle, but the signs are there.
The signs are there that we might kind of play D&D a little bit.
How dare you! Good sir, do you mean to imply that my kingdom is cheap?
Heavens, no. Certainly not when that outfit's doing all the work for me.
Oh, like you're one to talk. What is this armor you festooned yourself with? You've got like a bowl for a shoulder pad? And is that a bloody
I know you do.
Which, by the way, my brother gave me a word a day calendar.
Oh, fuck. Well, okay, so you'll have the joy of learning new words, but every single time you use any of them, you know what's going to happen.
I mean, it already happens, so I lose nothing.
It's fair,
Yeah.
but
it's still gonna hurt.
Change.
It's gonna hurt, though.
It already hurts. Every second of every day.
You wanna talk about this?
Fidget spinner!
I'll have you know, this medal is the highest honor our military can bestow. National anthem always brings a tear to this veteran's eye.
What a shit posty joke.
The fact that Darude Sandstorm is the national anthem of the Salamanders.
It's, dude, again, it's because when we break it down, it's so fucking ridiculous because we
Right?
were just like, no, Becky, as Eugene, has decided that they are such fucking douchebags.
They're so petty.
They're so fucking petty, but they're such douchebags that their national anthem as salamanders would be Darude Sandstorm. We're just like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, no, totally.
And then their highest medal of honor is a fidget spinner that plays Darude Sandstorm.
Of course.
Yeah, whenever there's just like a slight breeze catching it at the right angle.
Oh. So yeah, that was just Photoshop work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fairly simple Photoshop work. Just needed toughest part of that was probably just painting in the background behind the fidget spinner in a way that looked like it matched.
that makes sense.
Thankfully, you only see it in brief glimpses, so it's pretty much okay.
Because you couldn't just, like, put your Photoshop version on top of it. You need to make the fidget spinner underneath it go away, otherwise you would see it underneath.
Yeah, so I needed to completely paint over the part that contained the fidget spinner with just, like, what I assumed the underside of that armor looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, just spun it around a bit with some keyframes, added some radial blur.
Yeah.
Give it that illusion of speed.
Yeah.
National anthem always brings a tear.
This veteran's eye.
This veteran's eye.
Oh my gosh, Becky! I never said I was a veteran! I just think that what I do and serving in the Navy ain't that different!
You're a lifeguard, Brian!
Mifa, what's happening?
You're a lifeguard, Brian!
They used to date.
Oh no! So savage, like, oh my god, it paints such an insufferable image of what Brian must be like to talk to.
Yup, but then it's also like, I never said that I was a veteran. I just think. Like, it's super like,
Sure, you never.
Sure.
Some poor veteran who's, like, in a wheelchair missing a leg. He's like, we are the same, you and I.
He's like, wow, Brian, you piece of shit.
We've both suffered. We're out there saving lives. You know, I get the struggle.
Stolen valor, motherfucker.
Like, oh, Brian.
You're awful.
Each other's accounts. Stole their characters to mess with each other. Their breakup is basically the cornerstone of our lore.
Oh, no!
I just love pickup trucks and footballing and high school Miller Lite. Just a smidgen of lime. Gosh, I'm such an alpha.
Ooh, look at me! I idolize the time period, but I'd have absolutely no rights or indoor plumbing! I'd probably make much more sensible decisions if my makeup weren't just chock full of lead.
It's from Sephora, you caveman!
Sweetie.
Oh, hey, baby, what's up?
Just everything
me
involving
and the
this
boys
is just such
were
a
just
fucking
thinking
web.
maybe we should call it a day, you know?
Pause real quick. Just because I remember us really struggling trying to keep everything straight.
Yeah, who's this? Who's that?
Yeah.
What is their relationship with each other?
And just like when we were writing dialogue, being like, okay, Eugene would be saying this as Becky. Eugene is Becky, the girl pretending to be the guy that she used to date. Okay, like it's so like trying to keep it straight.
There's so many layers of abstraction going on.
And there would be times where it's like, and then Becky says it's, and then Becky says my makeup's chock full of letters. Like, no, that's Brian.
Yeah, dude. And we were like, fuck, god damn it.
Brian making fun of Becky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, we got this.
Do you not think I can beat him? Is this because I'm a woman? What?
No, baby, no.
An interesting image of
It's just
Becky,
that if we
too.
want to binge
Like,
that
she
season
seems
of
like she's
Crown
probably a feminist,
later,
but like a
we're
really
gonna need to
hypocritical
get
one.
going.
You should
Wow.
talk because they can't hear us when
Oh, yeah,
we
fuck,
explain,
sorry,
so
yeah.
But yeah, very interesting image of Becky, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, she like immediately jumps to like, you don't think I can beat him because I'm a woman?
Yep.
But then also, like Brian was saying, like, you idolize a time period where women were treated terribly.
Yeah.
I don't understand your stance.
I don't get where you're coming from, Becky. Again, trying to make them both equally as terrible.
To the point that they both vomit on the dog.
Exactly.
It's
called solidarity. Look it up.
It's called solidarity.
It's also very fun bringing back Panty Smasher and being like, so that's Becky's new boyfriend who is doing his best. Like, oh.
Which puts into context, he's part of Travis's plot to get them to talk. Yeah. So he's just like, my girlfriend is always just talking about her ex. It's so clearly like, I just want them, I don't want to get them back together. I just want them to stop fighting so we can all get on with our fucking lives.
I want to enjoy the game again. I want my girlfriend to be happy. Like, just fucking, oh.
And you can also clearly tell that, like, Penny Smasher understands, like, where the line is. Like, he's in on this plot, but he, like, bails so quickly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, do you want them to have closure? Exactly, Sama. Yeah, you know what's up.
It's like, you never stop talking about how much you hate your ex.
Yeah.
It's awful.
God.
Like, it's a very interesting picture of all their lives outside of this story.
Yep.
I'm also just picturing, like, the fucking dog thing, like, when it happened. Like, clearly, fucking, they were like fucking out drinking, wandered home, puked on this tiny little, like, fucking, like, Scottish terrier or something.
Yeah,
and then, like, fucking, like, she's just looking on in horror. You can hear, like, the neighbors, like, what's that? Is someone out there? Looks to Brian's like, don't worry, babe. I got this. Forces himself to also puke on the dog.
Oh,
I want to know what love is.
Yeah. Only difference, because I also picture a very small dog. I always picture, like, a Shih Tzu.
Oh.
And I just want the tiniest, cutest dog.
Oh.
And it's just like a wave of puke.
It's like a little Pomeranian. It's all fluffy and happy.
And now his fur is all matted.
Yeah, because it's so small. Oh, God. See, this is what scripting looks like. Like, that's why we can never figure it out.
Fucking, they're just looking at each other like drunken love in their eyes, and there's romantic music going on in the background. It's all slow motion with the neighbors coming out, like you can just faintly hear them. Like, what the fuck is happening?
They're in the background with like a blur on top.
Yeah, exactly.
While they're looking at each other, a little bit of puke still on their face, nothing but love in their eyes.
They're like it's got like a pink tint, there's sparkles going on. Neighbors are just screaming at them and they're paying no attention. And then they start making out on the lawn.
Oh.
Vomit still in their mouths.
Yeah.
The yelling is also in slow-mo. She's in the background all blurred.
Yeah.
Hands going really slow.
I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police.
Oh, fuck.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, we gotta keep going. But yeah, that's how we script.
Yeah.
Yeah, jeez.
It's just that if we want to binge that season of The Crown later, we're really gonna need to get going.
That's just me
Wow,
liking The Crown.
Becky. You should really learn to keep better
That's
control
the
of your
joke.
man.
Carrie likes The
because
Crown.
it's always about control, isn't it, Brian? You were always like this!
Apologizing on your behalf because you puked on the neighbor's dog again is not
Also,
being
it's happened multiple
controlling,
times.
Becky!
No, like you never puked on that dog!
It's called solidarity! Look it up!
Yeah, like it was romantic in the moment, and now she's using it against him.
What?
Yeah,
Jonathan's
like,
right. Y'all
it's
ain't
such
worth
a
it.
after
Consider
you break up kind of thing.
Like they're just recontextualizing everything to be negative.
yourselves lucky that I am in a healthy relationship now. Deuces!
Are you?
Are you?
I cannot believe you slept with her.
So fucking
Hey, she's your cousin, Denise.
That man
We
just
also really wanted to do that because we were like, okay, they are all friends outside of the game. They're all connected in weird fucking ways.
This is all like a Discord server that like
Yeah.
discovered this game together.
Yeah.
And now they've broken apart because of their own drama bullshit.
Yep. Yeah. It's also just, I love the disdain that
Your
chases
cousin.
Denise. Oh. God damn.
Oh yeah, this is a background replacement.
It's a way of getting under my
Had to
skin.
redraw the
It really
wings
is
and
a
stuff.
pick-me-up.
Ah.
Robbie, what was that good news you wanted to tell me?
It was just because the shot didn't last long enough.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Damn. They all love Squeaker so much.
We're probably not getting their army.
The shot was also not long enough, but I was
them
able
flying
to mask out them flying away and slow it down to 40%. But because they're so far away, it doesn't even matter. Still looks pretty smooth.
Heck yeah.
So, we're probably not getting their army, are we?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with a tentative nah.
Ahem. Viscount, was it? I see. So Casimir was the one who gave away our location. He has always had a tendency to go rogue with his role-playing, gunning for my throne and whatnot. But beating up my scribes for the information is low, even for him.
Yep, that sure is what Leafa said,
Dude,
quiet you.
This was also so much, because we were like, there's what happened, which is that Leafa fucked up, and then there is what Leafa would then tell her mom.
Yeah.
And we need to, like, make sure that Sakuya believes it, but we all know that it's bullshit. It's like, what lie would Leafa tell her mom so she's not in the shit?
Also, additional bit of lore that we're just underhanding there.
Yeah.
She has people role-playing scribes.
Yeah.
I mean, if there are people role-playing TSA agents.
I know, it's
and
just...
pretzel sellers.
Yeah.
It's just good to know that, like, those aren't outliers.
Yeah.
They have people role-playing the most menial jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it, I really need to use the bathroom.
Go ahead, my boy. We'll hang out, chat. How y'all doing? Y'all got any heckin' random questions you want to throw out while these boys in the bathroom?
Alright. You okay?
So mostly writing questions. I am very, very proud of this episode because we had so many of these ideas that we wanted to reach. We wanted the payoff of this is where all the lore comes from.
And I was worried about the reaction we got to like the last two episodes.
Because it was a lot of planting stuff for this.
So it wasn't like negative, but it was more negative than we were used to, and I was worried that the season was just going in a direction that people weren't enjoying.
Yeah.
And so the premiere on Twitch and now today, I'm so happy to see the payoff really working. Because we were building, and I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Can we stick this fucking landing for like this subplot at least?
Yeah.
And I still got to fucking stick the landing for the rest of the season.
Yeah. What's Becky gonna watch after The Crown? Probably Bridgerton.
I mean, that does seem to be her jam.
Yeah. It's girly trash, man. Like, fuck yeah, bitch. Oh, heck. Also, someone, like, a lot of y'all in chat keep calling squeakers. There's no S. It's a single squeaker. But yeah.
So how long has the every Spriggan is named Kirito thing been a thing? Yeah, it was...
It was definitely a thing when we were doing the character name generator before he even got into the game. Because we were like, all of the Kirito names are taken. He can't have it. Yeah.
It was at the latest, it was the next episode we settled on that being the reason.
Yeah.
I'm not... I can't be 100% positive if we had that set in stone for the reason why all the names were taken initially. I just know we really liked that joke. I'm not sure if we that far back had it like why they were all taken. I think that,
I think we did, but I'll double check with Izzy.
Because we definitely had a period where we talked a couple different ones because we really liked that joke initially, and then the reasons came about afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you choose the real world names of all the random side characters just by feel? Dude, we just fucking throw them out there. Like,
whatever, just, and if it's something we've used before, we like, oh, let's not do that.
Yeah.
But if it's just like, we say the line and for some reason we laugh at Denise.
Yeah.
Like, there's just a sound where it's like, that just sounds right for this character.
Yeah, there's just certain ways that you can say certain names that just really fucking hits, and it's just funny for some reason, and we're like, that one.
Yeah, it's kind of like just how, like, Karen became, like, a term for a specific kind of woman. It's just like, we all just kind of agreed, like, yeah, you know what? Karen does sound like the name of these people.
Yeah.
We don't know the actual names of any of them. It's just, it's Karen.
Yeah. Little Sharky, we have an idea for how many, but we don't want to say, because whenever we plan, things explode. And also things change. So we'll see how many episodes end up being in this season.
I see.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like we do have a general plan, but man, oh boy, if we say anything.
Yep. That's how it do.
Alright, see if we can finish this. So, this Casimir guy is just making some kind of grab for power? What, did he just get tired of trying to marry into the family and cut a deal with the salamanders?
Were his ambitions so simple? No,
motion tracking
this
for the
goes
mouse.
much deeper than that.
Drastic measures, but they'll come to see the necessity of it in time. Heck, by now they might already be.
Your Majesty! To what do I owe the...
Oh, stick a can in it, Kaz! I know all about what you've been plotting. And scheming.
No. But how did you find out?
That you've been going behind my back to make Becky and I talk? Wasn't flipping hard, you Judas!
I'm sorry, he was pointing what now?
Well, can you really blame me, Brian? This game used to be fun, but ever since you two broke up, you've been forcing us to choose sides and fight a proxy war just to spend a little time with you.
Oh, you sound just like Kirito and his heretical Spriggans. An embarrassment to the name.
Ted had the right idea. He just wanted you guys to talk things out so we could at least be friends again. He didn't have to wipe out his entire race.
Whoa, that's what happened? Is it weird that I'm just kind of relieved it wasn't the cannibalism thing?
I only regret that I didn't stand with my Spriggan brothers when they needed me the most. You, last of the Kiritos. I'm so sorry for the way I treated you. I had to maintain the ruse. It was the only way. I just wanted peace between the races.
Your mad dreams end here, Travis. You're banished.
No!
I remember we always wanted her to say, "Ya banished."
Yeah.
We were super about "ya banished."
Ya banished.
And it was later that I'm pretty sure that might have been a Mac line.
I just wanted peace between the races.
Your mad dreams end here, Travis.
Because that's
Yeah.
This is an old Dan Harmon thing before he did Community.
Yeah.
It's homeless James Bond.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's my favorite joke, and that is he plays the hobo equivalent of a James Bond villain.
Hell yeah.
And it's just the base collapsing, and his dying line is, was it, consumed by my mad dreams.
God damn it.
And it's just like a little bag of cans falling on top of him.
Yeah. Dude, also real quick, just because it's the last time we're gonna get to see him. Jesse Inokala is so fucking talented. I can't believe he's in our bullshit.
It's true.
Like, what the fuck?
He's in real shit.
Yeah, he's like an actual professional. Same with Hayden. He's like and a bunch of other people who are in our shit.
Well, main character Dragon Prince.
Like, yeah.
A real show.
Like such a good fucking show, but he's like, yeah, I'll fucking come by your house, go in your closet, and record for your fucking YouTube bullshit. Like,
why?
Jesus, why?
Why would you agree to this?
So talented, and he always has so much fun.
Yeah.
Like we're so grateful that he's our Casimir. Like, oh.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't feel good about anything that just happened.
So, Mom,
same.
can I just say you're looking real pretty today?
What do you want?
What? Me? Mother! I would never be so inconsiderate as to beg for a favor after you've gone through such a perilous ordeal. He would, though.
Hey, how's it going? Can I borrow your armies?
Wow, way to just go in dry.
Look, we wasted all day on your thing. Now it's Kirito's turn.
Well, I suppose we did just pull our fannies out of the fire. But if you'd be so kind as to permit a follow-up question... Why?
All right, here we go. Hark, thy majesty, and heareth mine own tale of woe.
Dial it down a bit.
My beloved has been snatched away by the cruel king of the world tree, and I require your aid if I hope to reach the summit alive.
Fucking the why is one of those lines where it's like, so if it's an actor who's like not really around us all the time, it's kind of difficult to explain. Chase just understands it right away. It's like, oh, that's a Y with an H, and he'll be like, how many H's? Like, fucking is how that boy do.
Anyone else would be like, why is Y spelled with like 7 H's in front of it?
Yeah.
Chase is just hold my beer.
Yup. It's like, I know exactly what you fucking mean.
You speak of Obi-Wan, Desu.
Indeed I do, Princess Hime!
That's Princess Hime Senpai to you, Spriggin.
Okay, so the cats are a non-starter. What say you, Queenie?
That's a real bit of Izzy in that personality right there.
All it takes is an
Okay, so the cats are a non-starter.
It's like, no, I'm done. Bail.
I tried.
To win a race war, do you see me drowning in Lambos?
To conquer the world, Chui would require an army larger than any single nation could provide, nya.
Okay, so then why not just do it together? Isn't that the whole point of this treaty?
Please! This is simply a non-aggression pact stating that Eugene knew exactly what he was doing when he bought those opera tickets, even though Sakuya had been talking about attending the Lakers game that night for actual months, because Eugene never listens unless it's about her things!
And you notice the pronoun switches in the middle of that line of dialogue.
Why would we work together when
they
only
lose
one
the character.
Yep. And it was, I remember
and
that.
it just becomes real anger.
That was one of the situations where we were like, okay, he's going to get angry and come out of character. And it was remembering who was Eugene and who was Becky, who would have been liking the opera and who wanted to see the Lakers, being like,
because it's easy to keep track when they're recording.
Yep.
But when you're writing it and it's your voices and not the actual actors, it can be hard to keep track of. Wait a minute,
Yep.
100%. God, gives you a headache.
Race could receive the wish.
Wait, was the wish thing part of the game, or did we make that up?
No, it's totally real, because remember back when we, Look, the point is the answer's no.
That's us being like, we made stupid, complicated lore, and even they don't get it.
Well,
like,
that's also us commenting on the original show, and they established this wish thing that never comes up again.
No.
Oh,
there's nothing about a wish. We made that up.
What?
It literally just happened!
No. The extended flight thing. Oh, one race gets to the top, and they get infinite flight. That never comes up again.
Well, yeah, but that's not a wish.
Not a wish.
No, I know.
They get infinite flight.
Okay, but that's what I mean, though, is we took that idea from the original of, here's this weird thing that they establish, which is why the races are at each other's throats.
That's fair.
And it never comes up again. For all we know, it's a fake thing that Oberon threw out to fuck with them.
Yeah.
Or that they made up. We don't know. It's just said once in the original show and never comes up again.
Yep.
So...
Oh.
So sorry we can't be of more help, but we wish you luck on your suicide mission.
May your deaths be swift and painless.
So, that's it? I averted a war and weeded out your quote-unquote traitor, and all you can offer is a terrifying insight into your social lives that is somehow both way too in-depth and agonizingly vague?
Seems that way, yeah.
Thanks for understanding. And try to chill
Really
out a
summed
little,
it up
okay?
there.
It's just a game, you know.
Yeah, I'll, try to keep that in mind.
And again, good to throw in that, like, unlike...
That was a colossal waste of our precious time!
Oh, Huey, so I know, I'm angry too.
Her anger is so
You gotta
adorable.
calm down.
No, I will not calm down, Daddy! We have allowed this smooth-brained charlatan to squander 7 hours, 48 minutes, and 12 seconds, 13 seconds, 14!
That was an Izzy joke.
I get it. But losing your cool isn't
stopping
gonna help
herself
either.
because the time keeps changing.
Yeah.
That was definitely an Izzy joke.
She can't even finish this fucking
Cut our
sentence.
losses and
She's too precise.
Yeah.
Finally, a reasonable suggestion.
Hey, Kirito? So, like, I'm sorry we couldn't get that army I promised you. This has been a huge time sink, and I know that's my fault. But, like, for what it's worth, I really appreciate you helping us out. You seem like you were maybe working through some stuff during the fight, and, like, just wanted to say, if you keep on keeping on, it gets better, probably? 'Cause, like, one good turn deserves another, and if you pay it forward, every rose has its thorns?
I'm sorry, I was waiting for a punchline. Are you genuinely trying to make me feel better?
Do you not? I'm throwing out my A material over here.
Well, I think Poison might have some claim on that last bit.
Look, I'm kind of out of practice, okay? Now are you gonna take my encouragement, or do I have to ram it down your throat?
Oh, yeah, no, you're doing great. I'm feeling just so much better already. just like every night. As it's going.
Yeah. I just love that. I was being so nice, and you're just being a butt.
Yeah,
being a real butt about this.
We wanted Leafa to try to reach out, but not actually reach out.
Like she's out of practice.
Yeah.
Is the idea basically?
So she wanted to like kind of prod at him so that maybe he would talk to her about his feelings, because she was super like, hey, working through some stuff in that fight earlier, and it's so difficult.
I'm sorry, I feel so old.
Yeah?
What is this a reference to? I am uncultured.
Y'all don't know fucking Every Rose? With Poison?
Every rose has its thorns.
Good song. Yeah, kindness is out of too good a depth. She's trying. She's really trying.
Give it her best shot.
It's one of those things where we can't just have her suddenly be nice. It doesn't make sense. It's her stepping towards being nice and kind of trying.
She wants to try, but she's intensely awkward about it.
Yep.
She's embarrassed to be trying.
Yep.
So she's just spouting gibberish.
I apologize. I have never heard this song.
How old are you?
And Little Sharky, have none of you seen Rock of Love?
Have none of you seen fucking Rock of Ages? It's in there too.
God.
God.
Alright, let's see.
Last scene. Here we go.
Where is everybody? They must have gotten wise to plan A. Eat employees until they're too scared to work on mind control. Well, I guess it's time to move on to plan B. Actually escaping. If they want to deny me my pound of flesh, then I shall quietly disappear. I'll whisper, although. Good start there, Asuna. Good start.
I was so pleased with like the sound of her just like eating shit.
Yep.
So
stupid.
Especially because it's preceded by your startled gasp.
Yeah.
It's just so great of like her ducking out of the way and just eating shit.
I'll whisper, although.
What a girl.
I also love that, once again, we never show how she got out.
Nope.
She's just out.
She just can. She just does. Why not?
And
no cage can hold her.
Yep,
and we wrote jokes based around possible escape methods and just decided it's funnier that she's basically just,
fucking with them.
She's just like an eldritch horror for these poor employees who are conducting this James Bond scheme.
Yeah, she's apparently been eating them.
Hey, it's virtual.
Cannibalism, here we go. Yeah, man, we like to yell. It's a good time.
The screams in this one.
Did it twice.
Brr.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
And then, that's the episode. With 1 minute left, Jesus.
We did it.
All right, let's see if we can find a blooper. Let's perform.
Is there a specific one you really want to show? Or like a collection of ones that are your personal favorite?
Give people a little tasty taste of that upcoming bloopy goodness.
Why y'all should fucking get on the Patreon so you can see these heckin' bloopies.
When they're all finished up. Because they'll have visuals when they're done.
Exactly. Heckin'. But there's a whole bunch of bloopies already on the Patreon for past episodes. Y'all want to see those.
Every episode except for 16 in Season 2. We don't have any for Season 1.
Yeah.
But, and this is the current episode Izzy's working on. But, 12 to 15, those we got bloopies of.
Heck yeah.
And they're great. And we got bloopies for the two Mahas as well.
It's true. Oh, thank you, my name is Clyde. I like when Asuna gets to be in the episodes because I get to do stuff.
Yeah.
Oh god, I just remembered. Starring the guy from Taboo.
Oh, that's what you know Tom Hardy for?
What the fuck is Taboo?
Anyway.
Hit him again, Keith. I want to watch him come. Quote the Raven. By God. From the top rope. Quote.
Me. All right, Leafa, shield me, ride me.
Or find some fucking Jesse here.
Hey, how do we feel about Big Trav instead of Trav?
No.
All of these no's.
Fucking.
I guess we're all pivoting to Vimeo at long last.
I'ma slap the shit out you and make you pay me back for the manicure, you punk-ass bitch.
Fucking Chase.
Dear God.
Ride me.
Oh, God damn it.
Fucking noise.
With my internal filth.
All right.
Well, go. Way to go, honey. Proud of you. You're showing them. Mm-hmm. Way to go. Give him a show. Do it. Oh, you did him a show. You did him a show, Asuna. You did him a show. God.
What
Whatever
the fuck?
This is, I hate it, and it needs to end.
Okay. Oh, it's so stupid and I love it. So real quick, before we end, Izzy, what work goes into the bloopies since you have them open? Yeah, so like how do you heckin' gather stuff for the bloopies?
Let's see. Basically, as I'm editing the episode, if I run across anything funny while I'm cutting up the lines, I'll err on the side of caution and just throw it into this kind of bloopies palette, which ends up being like, what is this? Like an hour and 11 minutes long.
And then trim that down to the gems.
Yeah, try and like go through them, put like the maybes on track 2 and like the definitely's on track 3. And once I'm reasonably confident that we got like the good ones, pull those into another sequence and just try and orient them as best I can and cut them down even more. Like even once I cut them down to just what's on track 3, it's still like half an hour of shit.
And we want the bloopies to be between 5 and 8 minutes. We don't want them to be super long so that he's not spending a lot of time editing them between the episodes. Because like we said, we only have like one scene left before we finish 17. And that's when we start recording with people and gathering lines.
We don't want these to be too long. We want this to just be a thing Izzy's working on while we're still recording and scripting.
Exactly.
But once you get like enough recording done to actually start editing, or hopefully the bloopies are done by that point and can just go on.
Up on Patreon, $10 tier.
Yeah,
and again, you get access to these.
Is that $10?
Is it 25?
I think that might be 25.
I think it's 10.
I'll double check that.
I'm pretty sure it's 10, but we'll double check. Because in the booths are 25.
Yeah, in the booths and preview clips. Yeah, okay, so it might be 10.
Yeah, because that gives people the head. Yeah.
Tell me, goddammit.
Tell me, Patreon, you son of a bitch.
Uno momento.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you're right because we charge a little bit more for the trying to get ahead. Because the in the booths give you a pretty, they can give you a sense of, what's the context on these lines? What's going on here?
Yeah, bloopies. There we go. $10.
Thought so.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. But yeah, and you get access to the Google Drive with that. So like when the episode's not on YouTube, it's there. And with every tier, you get access to our
Discord.
Our Discord. And we watch movies on Fridays, which we're gonna do later today. I believe we're gonna do Terminator.
That's what you said Spencer was talking about.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Because if we watch that, that'll be specifically because Spence hasn't seen those.
Yeah. I was like, I can't remember a whole lot about T1. I just really want to get to T2 because it's so fucking good. I fucking love T2, bitch.
But a lot of T2 is really helped out by T1. There's
you need the context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They work nicely as like a 1-2 combo.
It's true. Anywho, anything else you want to heckin' say before we wrap up, boy?
I think that's about it. God, these are already like 6 minutes long, and there's still more shit I want to put in here.
Easy, no!
I gotta whittle it down to the gems, but there's so many gems!
All the actors are so fucking funny!
God damn it. But I guess that's about it.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is informative.
Yeah, Hecka, thank you for joining us for this, my wonderful boys.
This is great.
Yeah,
I can't believe how well timed that turned out to be.
Yeah. We really appreciate y'all joining us and seeing how much work goes into the episode, because it's a lot. It's difficult.
Yeah, there are some shots that kick my ass.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time on the script, but the time Izzy spends editing 2 second, 3 second scenes.
Yep.
Let alone the big like sound effects you gotta do for the giant sword fights and everything.
Yep.
Like
yeah.
I love it.
A lot of work and a lot of love, Mim.
Yeah.
We love what we do. We're so grateful.
Fills me with accomplishment.
Anywho, who are we gonna raid? Who are we gonna send all these boys to?
Let's figure it out.
Let's find a boy.
Oh, actually, sorry. What am I thinking?
Yep.
The boys.
Aw, thank you.
Oh, you guys are so heckin' sweet. Caster and Sweeties and Chad, get out of here.
Who we got?
The Kurt boys just heckin' chatting.
He's only got a mere 1K.
I know, right?
We'll really help him out.
And he's playing Final Fantasy X.
Stream 4 stars playing Elder Scrolls. Okay. There's some good options there.
Consider him Team 4-star. I haven't done that in a bit.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Go Team 4 star.
Go say hi to Team 4-star.
Yeah, do it. Go say hi to those boys.
Yeah. Bleh.
Oh.
Hashtag puke dog.
Oh my god. I mean, do it. I'm fine with that.
Hashtag puke dog.
Hashtag puke dog.
Tell Kaiser we're coming for him next episode.
Or actually, hashtag Princess Hime. That'll upset him.
Oh,
Princess Hime. Hashtag Princess Hime.
Yeah, hashtag Princess Hime.
Do it.
Do it. Okay, get out of here. We love you so much. Goodbye.